Okay. I think I'm actually here. Actually, let me fix something really quick. Don't pay attention to the screen. Don't pay attention to the screen. Um, okay, now you can pay attention to the screen. So it's just like, what's going on? All right. Hi, everybody. Whether you're watching me morning, afternoon, or evening, because, we go all places in the world. Whether you're lurking, because I'm a lurker-friendly streamer, so you're able to just come by, chat, and hang out. Or whether you're watching the VOD, because videos are great on YouTube for that reason. I hope you're having a great one. My name is C or C7, your friendly neighborhood artsy scientist, coming to you live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So first, I want to say thank you for all the follows that I've gotten as well as shout outs lately. Again, I really appreciate it. Just want to keep sending love and awesomeness to folks in terms of things since I'm a hobbyist of a streamer. Secondly, I do have some announcements as well as some reminders since I did post my schedule late and they're going to go right into gaming since I was supposed to start at 9, but we start a little bit later today and then we'll go for about 2 hours playing Sea of Stars, Thrones of the Watchmaker. So just for a heads up on a change of schedule, on Sunday we are no longer going to be doing Valor Rangers. We do need to cancel this week's session. So for those of you, again, as a reminder, know, at this point, I do a D&D, Valor Rangers, or Power Ranger style Dungeons and Dragons style campaign on Sundays over on Toku Tabletop, which is in my descriptor on Twitch. And I just remind myself I need to actually update it on YouTube. Those happen over on Toku Tabletop because typically for collabs or events I do with other people, I will typically be on their channel versus actually streaming my perspective. That doesn't mean I won't ever stream my perspective, but I'm very often going to encourage you to go to my friend or mutual space where I will be at if I am collabing with somebody, because sometimes it can be a little overwhelming to handle your own chat and then like be on someone else's stream and stuff. And I don't know, I just like to support my friends. So I'm just like, I'll just go to their channel. If you want to come hang out and watch me be a goober over on there, go support them, then please go over their channel, kind of vibes. All to say, Toku Tabletop is the same situation. I just want to just support the channel and my mutuals and friends who also play games with me. So we will not be streaming this week. We will be streaming next week. So stay tuned for that. All that basically means for Sunday is that I will instead be doing Final Fantasy 14 in the afternoon. That stream was intended to be short anyway. I was going to stream around like 4:30 to about 6:30. So it's probably going to be something similar where I stream for about 2-3 hours. So I do want to make progress within 14 and then go from there. So only change on Sunday, but it's fine. For the rest of this week, though, outside of tonight's stream, I will specifically be streaming tomorrow afternoon in a very strange time. So it's my usual time on a Friday. But at noon, we're going to be doing Tiny Bookshop and co-working. So we'll probably co for about an hour or two, and then we'll do the demo for Tiny Bookshop. Tiny Bookshop is a game that I've been looking at over on Steam for a minute. It's essentially a... Hi, Mac. Welcome in. I hope you're having a nice one. I'm just getting started with a few announcements in terms of things, but I hope you're taking care. It's lovely to see you as always on stream. But Tiny Bookshop is a book maintenance game. You essentially are a book owner or like a shop owner who runs a mobile library / bookstore. So I really enjoy games like that. I do like cozy, comfortable, cute games specifically, and I've been eyeing it for a while. And the game I think comes out later this year. So we'll do Tiny Bookshop to kind of again play the games I mentioned I would. For Gamers Outreach from last year, as well as again get back to normal in terms of the intermission streams I want to do, which are designed to be streams to kind of break up some of the longer games that I play. I appreciate everybody who's here for Final Fantasy 14 and some of the longer series, but I do want to have intermission streams if I just want to play a game or if I just want to like take a break in between games I just finished. So that's intended for that, as well as after we do Tiny Bookshop, we'll probably do Spilled, since I do want to play that game because I do believe it's coming out soon too as well. So tomorrow is Tiny Bookshop, and that, as well as I am a part of a Mario Kart tournament. So there is a tourney styled Formula 8 or Formula 1 style, Mario Kart game. It is not Mario Kart World, so I want to be specific because I know the Switch 2 just dropped and everybody and their grandmama is playing on the Switch 2 and enjoying it, which they deserve to, of course. But I am just playing Mario Kart 8, not the new Mario Kart World. To be transparent, I do plan to get a Switch 2. I have not planned necessarily to stream any games on there, but I do plan to get the console myself because I'm a Nintendo person. But I'm not in any rush. I don't really have FOMO about that type of thing. And the only real game I would want to play on Nintendo Switch 2 right now is Mario Kart World, which is not like, it's not a priority. And welcome in for the first time. Lovely to see you, Red. And yes, please enjoy the lurk. I don't have any of my commands going, so I apologize. But thank you for the lurk, and I hope you're having a nice one. Thanks for coming by stream as we get started with some announcements. But yeah, so I will be in a Mario Kart Formula 8 tournament. Sorry, Formula 1. I keep saying Formula 8. But a Formula 1 tournament. Shout out to Skip and everybody who's a part of that. It's been a lot of fun to, like, think about playing Mario Kart for a bit. And again, I look forward to playing Mario Kart World when I get hands on Nintendo Switch 2 and the game. But again, I don't get fear of missing out, so I'll get a Switch when I get Switch. But I like my Switch 1. And y'all know I'm going to talk about Tactics for the next, like, 4 days for the rest of the year, because I am Tactics Remake got made. So I'm going to be talking about that as I play Sea of Stars, because, oh, I love that game. Okay, but yes, tomorrow is Tiny Bookshop, co-working, Formula 1, Mario Kart. Saturday is Wholesome Direct. You don't have commands? How can a queen such as yourself not have commands? You are so kind and sweet. I'm actually switching to mix it up soon, and I'm still very baby streamer and figuring out how to switch from my old bot to my new one, which is why I've just turned them off for the last, like, few months until I can actually get it to work, because right now it's being absolutely ridiculous. Otherwise, I'd have shout-out commands and running things and stuff too. But yes, I appreciate you. I need to get my commands back working again, because I need to give people shout-outs as well as to have, like, stuff going on, and I do have, like, stuff for folks in the chat, like channel points and things, or like a reward system essentially having cooking. So that's my bad, but I do appreciate folks saying they're lurking and stuff, so I don't, like, of course, as the commands are off, like, call folks out. They just want to hang out and stuff, because I want to definitely, when I put them back on, keep my my lurk command, because that really matters to me for folks who just want to say hi but I don't want to say anything, for example. And yes, we must shout out, because my big thing as a hobbyist of a streamer is that, like, I'm not trying to monetize anything. I'm just here to have fun and build community and just be a nerd. So I appreciate folks supporting me, and folks have emphasized wanting to sub and everything. I do not make my money from streaming or playing games. I just am a dork who just likes to talk about nerdy stuff and gaming. So I appreciate y'all being here with me as I enthusiastically scream and yell about various things that I care about, including Final Fantasy Tactics Remake, which is, again, got announced yesterday. Shout out to Say to Play from PlayStation. But Saturday, on that note of gaming and showcases, I will be co-streaming Wholesome Direct and Women-Led Games. That I will log on specifically at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the morning to kind of get things going and make sure the showcases are all set to go. Specifically, they will be combined in one YouTube video, because while I stream it, I'm just going to do Wholesome Direct and then immediately switch to Women-Led Games. I just want to combine the videos. I don't really want to separate them, but what I will try to figure out is timestamps for folks who do want to, like, you know, watch this is a particular showcase or not. I don't want to make the expectation folks are going to watch both. If you watch both, I appreciate you. But if you don't want to watch both, I do want to make it easier for folks to be able to watch what makes sense for them in regards to that. But that is on Saturday at 11:30, and we'll probably go till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Wholesome Direct is typically at noon. Women-Led Games is at 1 o'clock. I will also be watching other showcases throughout the week. So again, I'll be talking about Remake, Tactics, some of the games coming out, and everything too. Do not be surprised. I'm a chatterbox. I love games. And technically this is like the spiritual successor. That's the word I was looking at the other strings. I was saying, what's the opposite of spiritual predecessor? It's just spiritual successor to E3, which I really wanted to go to one day, but that didn't happen because E3 no longer exists. But it's Summer Game Fest, so I have my things that I do, and I will gab about them. And then again, Sunday will be Final Fantasy 14. So that's pretty much on the docket for me this week. We got a jam-packed schedule still in terms of things, so I'm looking forward to that. We probably won't have as many streams next week, though, just because I'm trying to adjust my schedule for some things. But we will probably either have more, like, co-working or, like, Final Fantasy 14 sessions and stuff like that, too. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But don't quote me. Just pay attention to my YouTube once I finalize my schedule, as I try to do. So, with that in mind, I think that's it. We're just going to play Sea of Stars for 2 hours, and then that's it. Then I'm going to raid to somebody. But yeah, it's gonna be lit. So give me 1 second, y'all, to get started to pull up Sea of Stars on Steam. And again, as a reminder, which I need to edit for my YouTube videos, I play Sea of Stars on my computer. I typically play with a PlayStation controller. It's recommended for Sea of Stars that you play with a controller if you're going to play the game. The base game itself, you don't need to, but it's just recommended you play with keyboard, like your controller, to do the battle system and everything. I'm gonna try to be better, which if I don't develop this habit, but it takes me longer to develop it, I apologize. But I'm going to try to shout out the games I'm playing and things I'm doing. So if you want to try them out yourself, which makes me a lot of joy when people play games I recommend, you can do that. Because I tend to play more PC games as of late. But once we get through Sea of Stars, as well as some other things, I'm hoping to play more Switch games. Because I do want to finish Triangle Strategy and Unicorn Overlord with you all as well. So yeah. All right, give me 1 second. But now to gab about tactics, y'all. For those of you who are on my anniversary stream, this story is not going to be new to you. So I'm not blaming you if you're like, see, you've said this 1,000 times. But I'm not going to change my behavior because I don't have any chill about certain things. So, what I mean by what I'm about to say is, for those of you who saw State of Play from PlayStation, which I have not watched it yet all the way through, I did see a lot of the game announcements for State of Play, but I do actually want to sit down and watch it. So with that in mind, I did see, because I remember it vividly, because it was so funny how I was just kind of like living my life. I was hanging out with a friend virtually, and what ended up happening was I think I was scrolling like the internet, and I saw tactics. And I started like screaming because I was like, listen, if this is a joke, I'm gonna need y'all to stop playing with me, because the internet be playing jokes, like Rickroll type vibes. And it wasn't a joke. So as soon as I kept looking through the internet, and give me 1 more second, y'all. I think I'll be able to switch screens in just a moment. Oh, why is it like that? There we go. Sorry, my captions and the text box was a little off, so I want to fix that before we switch it over completely. Sorry about that. Okay. I think we can switch it. Y'all should be able to hear the game, and as always, the captions are at the bottom of the screen. So let me know if I need to adjust the sound or anything, or if the things are too loud. I'm happy to adjust, of course, as always. Again, I'm just testing out my mic settings. I still need to do some adjustments, but with my headset, that sounds better, even though, according to mutuals and friends, you know who you are, my trademark is my mic peaking. Screaming. Okay. It's just me. Oh, and before I continue my tactics storyline, I think we are about a third into the game, I think, but don't quote me. There are a couple more boss fights I've noticed, but I could be wrong in terms of other shenanigans. So I just wanted to bring that up for those who are wondering how far I am in the game, because I was curious about that myself for 2 seconds. Okay. So where we left off is we had just met Val, or Valere's evil twin. We just beat Zale's evil twin, Narcissus King. And so I think the Feral Queen is the person we're going to fight next. Yeah, I think so. So let me check my stats real quick, and then I'll get on my story about tactics. I definitely need to stock up on stuff. That's a given. Okay, so like I was saying, I was checking on the internet to make sure tactics was real, and then when it was, I remember with my friend, I was just screaming. I was unprepared to see the remake, because for those who are on the internet, as I am, I did have werewolves on my bingo card, in fact. Okay, well, that's slightly terrifying that you said it out loud. Oh, I found caramel corn. Nice. I love, again, how the themes of the recovery items are all carnival based. Oh, I have a lot of, like, I didn't know I had so many of those. Oh. But 24 tokens? That's a lot. I don't think I need to do all that right now. that gets me. Oh yeah, because I sold a bunch of stuff before we stopped the last time we played. Okay, that's what it was. So I was like, I have so much stuff. But anyway, I thought the tactics thing at first was a joke until I confirmed it. And then I remember I just started like screaming and crying with my friend who thought it was so cute. But I was like, fam, I'm just an emotional person and I'm going to feel my feelings. So I felt my feelings and was just having a blast. Just knowing the fact that I could play tactics. And specifically, for those of you who aren't familiar with the series, the Evilise Chronicles, which is, I think, Final Fantasy War of the Lions, is essentially what's coming to be remade in September on PlayStation 5, for Nintendo Switch, and I think it might be on 2, but I'm not sure. I know it's going to be in the Nintendo Switch 1 for sure. But specifically... Oh, nice. I found another ice cream. Actually, I'm going to use that right now. Hold on. There we go. Let me go save. But Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, as well as Tactics, the original game, came out in 1997. So let me start over. The original Tactics game came out in 1997. It was 98. I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which came out in 2003. And then the one on the PSP that people are familiar with, War of the Lions, came out, I want to say a few years later, but don't quote me on the specific timing. So the Evilise Chronicles, or Tactics itself, is being remade and remastered. The original one that I do believe came out in 1998. There's a classic version, which specifically will be for folks who want to play the original game in its impetus. And then there's an enhanced version with voice acting from several folks who work with Square Enix and other company, like not other companies, specifically people who work with Square Enix. So for example, I think Ben Starr, who plays, for people who are familiar with from Final Fantasy 16, the voice actors for Cloud, Strive, and Aerith are going to be in the game too. Just pretty much like a lot of big name people are going to be in the game, including the voice of Urian J from Final Fantasy 14. So for those of us who love tactics in the games that they offer, we're all hyped. It was real. I'm still living my best life essentially. And they have multiple editions. So I think there's the regular pre-order that opened yesterday. I think there's like a special edition, and then there's a collector's edition that I think currently is sold out if you are looking to get that actually on PlayStation 5. I think the Switch is still available, but I think the PlayStation 5 one is currently gone, because I don't think maybe Square Enix estimated how many people were just going to be like, hey, we're all nerds and we're all waiting to play tactics. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out if I can go to this next area. I need a wear ticket. I'm so crying we suplexed the train. That is wild as heck. Lake. Okay. Also, I need to go in these little areas in this game because you do get special items for doing certain things. But I have not made the attempt, so that'll probably be something I do on the side just because I can. But as I was saying, there's a collector's edition, I think a deluxe edition, and there's a regular pre-order for the games on multiple consoles. So my big thing was, for those who know, I literally, like, Tactics to me is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I completely forgot how to freaking, oh. What is that a bag? That's a bag. Oh. I didn't know I got better at fishing in this game. A medium goodie bag? How real then? What is this? doing a little fishing as a slight detour before we go kick what's-her-face's butt, Amber McLean from Danny Phantom. I've been using like Danny Phantom terms so I don't spoil when I post about I'm playing this game online because I don't want to do that to people who actually want to play. Can I get some fish? Yeah, grab some line. Yes? Exactly. Come here, my pretties! Or we can completely mess this up. No. Come back here. Does fishing get easier in any game I play? No. Is this Animal Crossing like? No. Come back here with the knobs! Ah! Dang it. But one of the things is that people need to realize is Tactics is one of my favorite games. I played it when I was a kid, and that influenced me so much. Because when I saw, like, March and Ritz and everybody in Tactics, and hi, Pass, welcome in. I hope you're having a nice one. It's lovely to see you on another stream. I'm currently doing Sea of Stars, doing a little detour, doing some fishing, trying to get some stuff before we go into the next fight, aka fighting Vale's evil twin. But I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you as I'm talking about also Tactics Remake because I really meant what I said where I'm never going to talk about that game. But for those who were at my anniversary stream, like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Oh, nice. You caught a big goodie bag. Why are there random bags in this lake? Where do we go ahead? It's fine. But, oh. Who's throwing bags in this lake? Which, by the way, Paz, I appreciate you tagging me on socials because, yes, I am hype as shit. But Tactics was one of those games that I played as a kid that I really loved when I was younger. And when I saw the Bonet people, like the Vieras, in Tactics, I got super excited. And like I just said, I liked March and Ritz because the original Tactics game was in 1998, but there was like kind of a spin-off, but Tactics-related game that came out, which was Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance. So that was the game I played as a kid. I don't even remember how I got the game, but when we were getting it and just having a blast playing it, so dang much, because it was just super great. So, I didn't play War of the Lions. I don't know why. I think it's because, like I've said before, it required me getting a PSP, which at the time, even though I was a handheld gamer, I wasn't getting a PSP. And I couldn't justify getting something like that because my brain was like, I don't know. I just couldn't justify it against my baby brain, so I didn't get one. But I couldn't play War of the Lions. But what happened was I ended up getting Final Fantasy 12, which for those of you who don't remember 12, it's the other game I won't shut up about that has Fran and Valere in it, and one of the mainline Final Fantasy titles. But that game is also part of the Ivalice set of games. So I love 12. I need to go back and finish and play it. But I loved 12's storyline. The characters are really cool. I loved Fran and Valere. It was just an amazing game. I gotta tell you, see, I wish I knew that I could have played GBS games on my DS Lite. Lol, that is fair, Pass. That is fair. I got you. Because, you know, peak gaming type of vibes. I get it. So what ended up happening, as y'all know, is I got into 14 much older. And that's why, as an adult, I play a Viera, specifically a white mage Viera, because of Tactics. Like, that's why I was crying on stream that one time, because I was like, yeah. I saw Bonet Vieiras, and so I had to. And now we're here, like, full circle. Speaking of Tactics, I reached the part where I meet Ritz for the first time. Also, my first recruit's a female Vera fencer named Kelly. Oh, that's awesome! Yay! That's super cool. Yeah, Ritz is really cool. I love her character. I love all of the NPCs and characters you meet in Tactics. I'm actually like in the very beginnings of the game. I didn't save my original file that I'm replaying it on, but I am at the part where we're doing the snowball fight, which is super cute, which teaches you game mechanics. There's a thing in the middle, but I'm just gonna leave it. And also, what the devil did I just get? I just saw like a clown nose. I'm like, what is that for? Oh, you can sell it. Oh. Oh, I'm going back in town to sell it then? That's fine. I can do that. Take me to another place. Send me back to town so I can make some moolah. Take me back. I could have played GBA, Game Boy Advance, Pokemon, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Advance Wars 1. That's fair, yeah. I'm hoping they'll either remaster some of these games or you'll find a way to be able to play them in other means. Because yes. And then Mick, sorry, in terms of like reading your post about, I think I might have said past instead of like Mick, so my bad. But Mick, I'm glad you got to the part with Ritz and you've met your first recruit who is a Valere. Because the way the pixel game is set up, the Valere pixels are so cute. That's why when people ask me, like, why am I a white mage Valere? I'm like, I literally saw these baby pixels when I was a baby gamer at 10. And literally, I just copy and pasted myself in 14 as the Valeres that you meet in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. That's not a joke. It's so serious. And that's what I cried about my anniversary stream where I said, baby me loved that so much that me playing 14 is a homage to me. Because it's just me playing Tactics, but in 14. So, I'm a cornball like that, but I'm in my 30s, so I'm allowed to be corny like that. But no, Pass, it's okay. I mean, again, one, I do know, which has been really cool, there are people who make, like, refurbished Game Boy Advances in handhelds, and I know there's probably going to be more remasters of certain games, particularly. Because seeing Tactics get remade, I'm thinking they're probably going to remaster a lot of games. Because I don't want to say I was shocked because it got leaked, I think, by accident. So people weren't sure. And I think the guy who made Tactics had made a post. Then he deleted it. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring these games back. Because you can see on the internet, there are so many of us who are diehard Tactics players. Why would I sell it? What did they say about these noses? I'm confused. What are these for? I don't understand. I just read about this. And hi, Jinx, welcome in. I love how this PNG fits so well with these games. Also, how you smell. The disrespect, but hi, Jinx. And yes, that was intentional. Any pixel game I play, I will be in this PNG form. I do plan to have a VTuber version of this form, but yes, that's intentional because I'm a pixel gamer. And that's what I mean to tell people, like, I love Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, so me being a pixel form is a homage to me being a handheld gamer, if y'all don't pick up on those vibes. But welcome, and I hope you're having a nice one. Makes me forget all that hurts. Let me understand your plan. Yeah, for sure, Fast. I appreciate you. Look at those music notes, they're beautiful. I agree, Valeres are cool and cute. Yes, Mick, I appreciate you. Like, the pixel Valeres were so cute when I was 10, and I was like, oh my god, it's adorable. They're so cool, and they can use magic powers. So, me at 14, like, Final Fantasy 14, especially when I saw Fran was like 12, 13, I was like, oh shit, this is badass. I want to be a Bonet woman. And now we're here in my 30s being like, I'm a Bonet woman running an FC now. And yes, I'm going to jail. Not literally, that's a joke, all intents and purposes, but I am going to timeout. I didn't post. How bad, y'all? Welcome in. I posted on socials like, I need to stream. You can get started because I'll do 2 hours. Welcome in, Kinky. It's nice to see you. I need to play through Golden Sonic game if they have remastered or a better way to emulate it or something. Yeah, I think most pixel games, because I saw that Tactics Ogre. Oh, and I saw there's a raid. My bad. Welcome in, Raiders. My bad. Let me read all the chat and catch up and then say hi to everybody who just rated it. I'm so sorry. I'm gabbing because I'm on my Tactics binge. You were spying on behalf of Aspen. I appreciate you, Mick. Sneaking alive, I already have Jinx and FC. I'm crying going to timeout. Yes, this is true. I would not mind getting a DS Lite and getting some GBA games and such. Yes, welcome in, Raiders. I hope you all had a great time in Aspen's stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, 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 really appreciate it, of course. My name is C. You can call me C7 if you'd like as well, but I'm your friendly Limit Artsy Scientist both on Twitch and YouTube, and that is not a joke. I actually am a scientist in real life, and I also do art and stuff for fun. I'm currently playing Sea of Stars, Thrones of the Watchmaker, which is a downloadable level content, I think it's called. DLC stands for, but I could be saying it wrong. But it's DLC for Sea of Stars. But generally, I play a lot of RPGs like this, such as No Straight Roads, Final Fantasy XIV. I also play cozy games. I plan to play, for example, Tiny Bookshop tomorrow. And I also do stationery, Hobonichi, and a bunch of other things as well for streams. So if you're looking for a fun person and a fun vibe and community that is very, you know, fun and hilarious and full of jokes, you're welcome to hang out and chill. And Aspen, I'd love to know what you were doing over on your stream. And thank you for so much for giving the shout out to Aspen in terms of all things. Again, always, y'all, I don't have my command set up, so I apologize. But if you see anybody in the chat as a streamer, please go follow them and support their work. And then, yeah, for those who came on the raid, thank you so much for riding in the raid with Aspen. But if you need to raid and run, I will not be offended. We do prioritize health and well-being in terms of streams. So if you need to just raid and run, I totally appreciate that. Please go take care of yourself. And again, thank you so much for coming by. Because, you know, streamers support streamers. So I'm here for raids and all the shenanigans. We did a co-working stream. Nice. And editing and manuscript. That's dope. Cool. I'm assuming the manuscripts for the books and stuff, book-related Aspen, but that's super cool. And again, thank you so much for the raid. And like I said, if you need to raid and run, I'm totally not offended. But I appreciate you, like, sending your community towards me. And like I said, folks are welcome to hang out and chill with me. I'll be streaming for a few hours tonight, just playing Sea of Stars. So, and then we'll raid up somebody in about 2 or 3 hours time. But yeah. Let me catch up in the chat. Sorry. See, when did you play Final Fantasy 12? I actually played it. It's been a minute. So I had the original game, and then I bought the remastered one. I think it's called Zodiac Age. I want to say I got it for PlayStation 5. I didn't get too far into it, but I do want to actually play through it. And I actually do think I'm going to end up playing it on stream. But what I might do is play it... I might play it solo off stream first because I kind of just want to beat the game myself and then stream it for you all. Because I actually want to just play through the e-release series of games, which would include Tactics Ogre, Lore of the Lions, Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy 12, and then I'm going to go through the e-release raids again in Final Fantasy 14. That's my plan because I'm a nerd. I was 1 and 2 are on the GBA thingy for the Switch, but that's about it. Okay, and that makes sense. Because I feel like the Switch, what they've done is they make games that are older on there to play. But to what Genki's saying, you do have to have Switch, which sucks. Otherwise, you have to like find old copies of games somehow or secondhand them, which there are plenty of people who do make refurbished games. Like I bought a special edition Game Boy Advance of Final Fantasy Tactics because I'm a nerd. A Game Boy Advance that's like old school with batteries and everything because I wanted it, and I still have all my games because I'm a nerd. But yeah, talk to me in PC terms. I'm crying, not yelling at the small. Yeah, this is for a fantasy novel. It's really good. And yes, getting to your point, Vagrant Story 2. That is on my list as well. Vagrant Story, Tactics Ogre, and stuff too. Because once I get through those, I'm probably gonna play Chrono Trigger, and I do want to play. I saw that Bravely Default got an upgrade too. So this is great for me as an RPG person because I just love RPGs. But that's awesome, Aspen, in terms of a fantasy novel. So I appreciate that. It's super cool. So it sounds like, again, knowing you, Aspen, you're probably making really good progress. So the fact that it's really good excites me. So that's super cool to hear. Bravely Repeat. It's Bravely... Is it Bravely Repeat? Did I get the title wrong? Do people need to know about Vagrant War flashbacks? I'm crying! Well, I'm never mind, my bad. You're saying a joke in terms of Bravely Repeat War flashbacks. But yeah, Bravely Default is another game that's on my list that I've been wanting to play. There's just lots of like pixel or like RPG games I've been wanting to play for a hot minute. So they're bullying Smalls here. Help! Yeah, Jinx, the Smalls are getting attacked because we get jumped in this. Not literally, but we do figuratively get jumped. Yes, people need to know about Vagrant Story. Welcome, Toko. Welcome, and we're having a nice one. It's lovely to see you again. But I'm also glad that Final Fantasy Tactics is a remaster now, so people can enter the world of e-release that. And we also have Final Fantasy 12, so you have 2 out of the e-release story games exactly. So that's what I want to do for the next year or two, which is why, as I tell people, I'm not in any rush to get a Switch 2. I'm literally in e-release land because I'm being a complete dork. But I'm okay because Final Fantasy Tactics comes out, the remake, the e-release Chronicles to be specific, is coming out in September. So, is my Discord going off? Again, did I not turn it off? Oh, my bad, y'all. I gotta fix that because it needs to switch to, You're right, it is. My bad. Let me fix that. Sorry. That's been really probably annoying people. There we go. Okay. This beeping should stop. I'm so sorry. Thank you for letting me know, Toko, because y'all are probably hearing that this entire time. I lose my shit if they decided to remake Vagrant, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because the Final Fantasy Tactics folks were on this, I know from the leaks, allegedly, there will be a Final Fantasy IX remake. So I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, to be honest with you, because I didn't realize how many of us were Tactics fans, like sleeper Tactics fans, because I didn't know how many mutuals I knew who also loved Tactics as much as I did. So if they decided to remake it because the Ivalice the Ivalice line of stories are a lot of fun, I would be down, because everybody is super hyped, which has been really great, the calamity and a commotion on the internet. And hold on, y'all, I'm just trying to look up the clown noses, like what are they for in Sea of Stars? Because I have to, and I'm like, what do you use them for? Because if not, we're gonna go fight Ember. Yes, that's true, Zeno, but so is Tactics. So that's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't take it out of the realm of possibility, because Tactics was rumored for the last at least 2 to 3 years, if not the last year or two. And I was very shocked, because I didn't know if they were going to do Final Fantasy Tactics Advance or if they were going to do Tactics itself. Which it makes sense they would do Tactics, the original 1998 game. But the fact they even thought about that and the timing, I'm just kind of like, somebody in Square Enix is to me being strategic, because that was smart to me. Though I know some people are complaining as it is, saying that they don't really care for what, they don't really care for it, which is fine. And again, as I say things, y'all, like, I'm the type of person where if folks are not down for the games I play, I'm not upset about it, because it's not about me. But, I don't have FOMO in the sense of, like, I love Tactics, so I just like the game. So I was pleasantly surprised that Yoshi P and everybody, because Creative Studio, I think it tripped people up because people thought it was going to be like a 14 or Kingdom Hearts update when it dropped yesterday. But the fact that they brought it back, especially right now, the timing, it was wild. But yeah, it's right now from the leaks, it's the only game that Square Enix has not made yet. So that's why I think people who are looking for 9, we might get it, because I again was not prepared. I was not fair for Tactics. I didn't think they were going to remake War of the Lions. So, okay, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to like figure out what these clown noses are for. It's not telling me, so you know what? We're just gonna keep them. I came back to sell them, but I kind of just want to keep them because I don't really know what they're for right now. So we'll save those. We kind of came back for no reason, but it's fine. It's just a little backtracking. Oh, okay. Let me go up here. Everyone, I can tell you this. Yoshi P is a huge fan of the Ivalice games. He's also a fan of Masano's work. I think Yoshi P wants to bring all the Ivalice games, hence why 12 and Tactics are not here, and all that's left is Vagrant. Sorry, bro. If they somehow announce Final Fantasy IX, I would be on my knees. Like when he was making 16, he was heavily inspired to Ivalice games, hence put up the drama. The story of the game is not set in Ivalice. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing I need people to understand, which is my thing when I also go on my rant that people hate Final Fantasy 12. But if you play Kingdom Hearts, you owe Final Fantasy 12 a lot more love and respect, because the game system in 12 was the predecessor to Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know why people don't get that, but the way 12 was set up, you wouldn't have gotten Kingdom Hearts battle system, and I don't know why people don't understand that, because they literally said in interviews that while they didn't keep every component, that helped them bridge the next set of games in the mainline series, which is why when people bitch about 12, I look at them like, you don't have to like it, but you gotta put some respect on the game a little bit. And yeah, that's the thing too, Pass, is I do want to play through 16, but I can tell that the way they wanted to do more of a medieval type of like political drama for 16, that it felt very much like Ivalice type games. Now to say that like Final Fantasy mainland games, yeah, exactly, which I Actually, not exactly, but I didn't even know that. Final Fantasy what brought fluence to Xenoblade's combat. Yeah, like 12 is a great game. I just think people are haters. But I'm extremely biased, so I'm going to be quiet because I know I really can't. Like, I'm biased, so I'm really biased to 12 because I like Ivalice. But I think people don't respect 12 for what it actually did. But I'm going to be quiet because someone could fight me and, you know, I don't want to fight people right now. In terms of that, I'm just going to be annoying about it. But I could tell from what you're saying, Pass, because you can kind of see with Final Fantasy 16, Ivalice does tackle to me. Oh, we got the weird ticket we needed. So, obviously, if someone were to ask you, Final Fantasy is very political like Star Wars. Oh, we get a cutscene. Genki, I'm weeping! Not that I could fix her. Oh my word. I am actually screaming. That is diabolical. Hold on, sorry, I need to fix the chat box again. Okay. Oh, the music's bumping. Okay. Alright, Sabotage Studio, you better work that. Okay. I was off beat for a second there, but this soundtrack is given if you know this game, it's given Star Fox Adventures. That's what the soundtrack is given a little bit. When I someone figure out a stream, I want to play the easiest games of RPGs because I have some of my favorites. You're not wrong, Paz. And yes, I do appreciate for the DLC they are using more cutscenes. Okay, she's getting mad aggressive. Okay, we're in Wolf Rock now. Again, the soundtrack is giving a little bit of Star Fox Adventures, which if y'all don't know, I love that game's soundtrack. That game was baller. Already have it equipped. Oh. This is why we friends. See, I'm crying. Like, that ass, like, I don't know. I feel like some people missing some dope games. The Star Fox Adventures was lit. I'm sorry. My brother played through that game. It was super cool. I love Crystal from that game. And I don't know why people hated that game. Now, I do know for the original, fun fact, Star Fox Adventures was actually supposed to be its own game. It wasn't supposed to be connected to the Star Fox property, but I think Nintendo was like, fuck it, we ball, maybe. Or maybe not even fucking we ball, but I think they ended up just deciding to go with Star Fox, so that's why it ended up becoming Star Fox Adventures. But y'all, it was Dinosaur, Star Fox, Crystal, and R-Wings, like, and you know, that shit was lit. I'm sorry, and the soundtrack was bumping. So, like, if you ever to what you're saying, Paz, if you ever run across a chance to play Star Fox Adventures, play it. That game to me was cool. It was different. I know people like the classic Star Fox 64 type games with like just shooting in the R-Wing, the different weaponry and stuff, but it was Star Fox, and Crystal was a baddie. Now I know she might have been something for people who like furries, but you know, everybody in that game technically was. But Crystal was a baddie. She was a baddie all the way through. I loved her. I don't know why people hate that game. I grew up on that shit and everybody hated it. Everybody hated it. Really? I love when my brother replays that game. I will not speak. I'm not judging you. Crystal was a baddie. The way Fox was being enamored by her in the game, I don't blame him. Like, if I was... Crystal was cool. That's all I'm going to say. And, Toko, I saw your comment about more eyeliner equals evil. Yes, because we beat Dash, a.k.a. Zale's evil twin, and now we're beating Vale's evil twin, who's Amber McLean, because, you know, you have to. I think it's because some people didn't like that it had dungeon crawling and on-foot combat elements like from Zelda, but it depends sometimes. It's cool to add different elements to change the game. Oh yeah, Crystal is cool. And yeah, I understand people like Crystal in a different manner, yeah. Had it come out as its own thing and not Star Fox related, it would have slapped and they would have had a new IP. That is true too, Genki. Because I feel like if they had done that, it would have worked either way. Because the game was really interesting as a concept, specifically like the dinosaurs and the different like mammoths and everything else. It was just a really cool concept of a game. That's why I didn't have no problems with it. And sorry, I'm trying to debate whether I'm going to get these things. I think I will. Okay, you have that equipped. So I need to give this to Vale. I need you to be stacked. Alright, but I'm about to say, please let there be a safe spot, because I'm not playing with these people. But yeah, past to your point, I do think that was a lot of it too. I think the dungeon crawling did annoy people. Because again, the original Star Fox games were, the Star Fox games themselves, honestly, I'm gonna make all the ice cream. They were more shooter games versus what Star Fox Adventures was. I think Star Fox Assault and then later Star Fox games kind of incorporated some of those elements from Adventure and other titles. But either way, people sometimes weren't fans of that. And I know some people didn't like the remake for Star Fox 64 that came out on the Switch, was it, I think? But I could be wrong on my timeline. If you can't already tell, Star Fox is a franchise deep to my heart, to my family, because we're all nerds. And yeah, Star Fox. Play the Star Fox games, y'all. They're fun. We got Trigon and Devil May Cry, etc. Exactly. Because evil twins are evil. I guess we're going in here. Oh. Oh! Oh no, I can climb on the wall. Can I climb up here? Nuggets. Shoot, okay, I can't go over there, I don't think. This soundtrack is bumping. I'm sorry. Whoever designed this particular level with the music, I appreciate you. You cook. You put your foot in this. But I love me like a drum beat, so. How in the devil did we get anywhere? I'm missing something kind of obvious in my face. Yeah, the staff. So what Genki's saying in the chat, there was also, well, Genki and Paz are saying this too, but with Star Fox Adventure, you had a staff because you were working with a Tyrannosaurus named Tricky to be able to, you know, save, fix your R-Wing, and also save the world from Andros. And some of the levels required you to use a staff, so you had like magical powers on the ground away from your R-Wing as Fox McCloud. So I remember specifically as you say that, Gigi, the temple stuff that happened, my brother struggled with that too. Like, it was a lot. It was really rough. And you had to fight like actual fucking dinosaurs. It was an experience. Dang it. I'm missing something. How do I get over there? Because if I can climb up here, what does that do for me? Oh, I was about to say, like, what? Okay, cool. I wasn't wilding. I was like, there's got to be a way to get up there. All right, I figured it out. But again, Star Fox Adventures, I'm a soundtrack junkie, so I just love Star Fox because their soundtracks are always bumping. And if you asked me to quote some of the lines with Star Fox 64, I would, because I played that game a little too much. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, it's dark up in here? Oh no. I don't know if that's good for me. I already can't see in games, but oh! Okay, what does this do? Oh, we gotta get one of them things. Okay. Well, I don't know where I'm going, but we're gonna figure it out in about 2 seconds, I guess. Honestly, you know what my idea would be for a Star Fox game? It would be a mixture of the classic Star Fox gameplay mixed with some character action gameplay, like Devil May Cry, just to almost like the whole thing, and maybe some adventure mechanics with the whole Star Fox code. Oh, and for the dogfight sections, it would have gameplay elements like Kid Icarus. If you know, you know. Yeah, no, for sure. That sounds like a dope concept for a Star Fox game. Oh wait, I think we can go over here. There we go. Listen, Falco, okay, so in the mainline franchise of Star Fox, there's Falco, Lombardi, Fox McCloud, Peppy Hare, General Pepper, and, yeah, the sound of the crystal is amazing, yeah. And exactly, I'm here for it, yeah. And I agree with you and Paz, yeah, because, Falco and Fox and Wolf are included in the Smash for a reason. And two, exactly, Paz. We have the same brain. Because my brain's like, if you know how to play Fox and Falco well in Smash, you are a menace to society. Because those two in themselves are obnoxious as hell. They are fast as shit and will fuck up your vibe in that game. I played Smash and like my brother would whoop my ass with Fox. He is. And Falco. They are quick. Because if you play Super Smash Bros., like, there's characters who are fast. So I play, like, Sheik and Zelda. And Sheik would be the fast player. But what got me was that Fox and Falco and Wolf, that's what I'm saying, are ridiculously fast. It's obnoxious. Oh, wait, can I go over there? No, it would be cool, actually, because I think with the DMC elements in particular, I think that would be a great game. Because I think the thing that, like I said earlier, that people didn't like about the newer attempts at the Star Fox franchise is that people didn't like that it divorced itself so much from what people wanted. And I think, you know, people don't know what they like until people try stuff. Kind of like what happened with that new Marvel Tekken game that's like 4v4, where, you know, like people didn't know 4v4 could work, and now, like, there's that game. So, and to Gingy's point, yes, Wolf and Fox and Wolf would be modern day Dante and Virgil, because their rivalry was wild as hell. I'm assuming is another puzzle, yeah. Hold on. If I move this back, does it unlock it again? No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. So if I move it, it's gonna do that thing. All right, let me do this then. I'm gonna move this all the way over. The thing about it, that is, the state of industry isn't gonna allow that kind of thing because people are afraid to stray from the formula that works. Yeah, that's true. I get you, Gigi. You're right about that, unfortunately, with IPs. Which is so frustrating, but we can dream, though. Yeah. I don't think I did this right. I think I just stalled myself, which is not a great look. Ooh. This game. Oh, wait a minute. Guarantee it would be fire, but you got people that will complain. Yeah, and that's the truth too about it. And that's what people did with Star Fox Adventure. People complained. They were not happy about the way the game was going. So when the next ones came through, they went back to that style of just the R-Wing battles. So it was something else. I could probably mess this up, shoot. I feel like I can't go over there yet. Damn, did I fuck this up already? Wait. I know there's a way to go up there because there's a ladder you can pull down, but I don't think I can do that yet. And I pulled this over there. I can't square up on them, though. FS16 is great, but you got more... And that's the thing that I think interests me about the whole turn-based RPG versus action RPG debate. And for context, y'all, I think I've talked about this before on stream. I do not care. And what I mean is that I will play both. Sometimes I do want to hack and slash and destroy things like in Kingdom Hearts or in Final Fantasy 12. Other times, I want a turn-based RPG where I'm going to have to think strategically about my action, like Expedition 33 and stuff. But I think a lot of that comes out because there's like this made-up war sometimes of, oh, RPGs are better if they're action-based, or RPGs are better turn-based. I'm like, it really just depends on what the developers wanted to achieve with their game. Because with 16, I like that it's free roam, and it's given, like, if you wanted to play a Game of Thrones style game that also has like Kingdom Hearts fight elements, like RPG action elements, it's clearly the audience it was going towards. But like turn-based gaming, I'm sitting here like, okay, I don't know if that would have worked in my... I mean, it could have worked maybe if they did 16 that way, but I don't see why it needed to be a turn-based RPG game like that. Sorry, y'all. I am stuck a little bit. Exactly. Like, my thing is, and that's generally my philosophy with games, if you don't like something after you read up into it, just don't buy the game. Because my thing is, like, developers, in order for them to cook games, you have to let people actually do what they conceptualize their game to be like. And yelling at them that you wanted the game to be a particular way because you think it should be better one way or the other doesn't make any sense to me. You got people that buy Baldur's Gate 3 and complain it's a turn-based game because they wanted to make a character. I'm crying, take your ass to Elder Scrolls and screaming. But that's really what it comes down to, because I'm sitting here like, I don't know why, like, if you do not like turn-based RPGs, if you just want to hack and slash, for example, Sea of Stars is probably not the game for you. There is some, like, fun mechanics, but this game is more of a, you're going to have to think about your actions, and it's very linear, and if you're not into that type of game, you're really not going to have fun, and that's okay. It's okay to not like every single game. Just like for me, for example, I don't play Elden Ring games. I don't like that type of genre, and I know people are like, Elden Ring games are great. I'm like, yeah, I do. I appreciate that. And I probably could give them a shot, but I don't really have an appeal of games that are going to beat my ass and make me feel like really not smart like that, because I just don't. It's not my type of game. Oh, we can fall down here. That's what it was. I was like, what is happening? Like, I legit missed the times the companies weren't afraid to fail. We got Mr. Mosquito out of that. Yeah. I think there was a time when games had the opportunity to just have fun and kind of be goofy and put out stuff that made no sense. I feel like that's around like the Konami type of days. But because video games, the industry is so different now, a lot of folks are scared to try stuff and fail. Oh, shoot. This thing looks like a rat-a-tat from Pokemon. Alright, what's this? And their AP is high. Shoot. Yeah. I feel like I haven't gotten this power down yet, but we're gonna try it. See what happens. should be for the most part for this. Dang, a little bit of HP left. Huh. Where does this even go? Sorry, I was in the middle of thinking of how to jump back to the conversation, but I'm also trying to figure out this puzzle because I figured out how to get over there. Now we're strapped back over here where I think I messed up this puzzle and I'm so confused. Where do I even go? No. I don't know if we can get up there either. This is a little... I want to reset this. I don't think I can because I think I messed up when I put this block over here in this area. I don't know how to get past it. It's throwing me off a little bit. Because you can get up there, but I feel like you have to activate that. I don't know how to reset this, though. This one's rough. Jeez. Like, these puzzles just be puzzling sometimes, and I'd be, like, never ready. I do want to eventually 100% this game, so I do need to go back for anything I missed in this game. Welcome back. I'm still trying to solve this puzzle. I am lit confused. Just wanted to drink and talk to my family. Yeah, no worries. All goody in the hoodie. Always good to have family time. You have not missed much, Paz. I'm still trapped in this area. I'm 99% sure I did something that is not helping me right now. I don't know how to reset my puzzle to fix it, which sucks, because that'd be great if I did, but I don't think I know how. Oh, I don't know the content. Oh, the combo? No, yeah, we pretty much, like Ginky was saying, people sometimes complain about the genre or type of game, because I think, to a Ginky, what they were saying, people complained about Final Fantasy 16 being not turn-based. And while I get it, as Ginky said in the chat, I always look into how a game's mechanics are and what type of game it is. So I don't expect to play a game, for example, that is an action RPG game and then playing it and complaining that it's an action RPG when it said in its description it is not an action RPG, it's a turn-based game. If that makes any sense. I'm so confused. I get a little tired today too. No, you're good. We were just talking about the game and stuff. Yeah, we were just talking about the game in regards to Star Fox, and we just circled again back to the conversation between RPGs and turn-based RPGs, which, again, I don't have a preference. It just depends on my mood. Like, some games, for example, like Persona, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and games in that genre, I love those types of games, but I have to be in the right mood to play them because they tend to be sometimes a lot to deal with. Versus sometimes I just want to hack and slash and just wail up on things like a fighter game. So that's when I like Persona 4 Arena or games in that bucket, or action RPGs like Final Fantasy 16. Like, those games don't bother me, but sometimes people play them and they're just like, oh, I hate this game because it's turn-based. I'm like, but they didn't lie to you and say that it wasn't going to be turn-based. You're the one who played the game expecting it to be another genre that's not supposed to be. And that's okay. You don't have to like it, but per the tactics dialogue happening across the internet, you don't have to play tactics. Like, if you don't think tactics is interesting because it's pixels and turn-based RPG battles, it might not be the game for you, which is fine. It's just not the game for you. But it's the game for me because I can play tactics and Chrono Trigger like games for the rest of my days. That's why I'm playing the DLC right now for Sea of Stars. I don't... Shit. I feel like I did something wrong because I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's why I like Suda 51's and Grasshopper Manufacture games. They're so wicked cool and weird, but I love it. Yeah, like, I miss those days sometimes where games are just really freaking weird. Like, weird games make me happy because they're weird. They're not games you would expect at all, but they're just what they are. You know what I will say about the DLC? The DLC is very much harder than the actual game because I'm confused. I'm genuinely, like, lost right now. And I feel like my depth perception is getting messed up. Wait, I think I got some. Hold on. Wait. Well, that was helpful. This is just stay. No. Exactly. Dang, that was a horrible game, but we did it. Fighting more monsters. I need to look at the guide though, because like I said, I have to backtrack, check it 100%, or at least get some things I missed as I'm going through the game. I guess I can sun balance, y'all. Maybe that's what I'm gonna try it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nope. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Spiking me rude. I don't think Rainbow is worth that. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking up, so I totally just lost HP for no reason. Let's do Cannonball Trampoline. I haven't done that in a video. Oh, Lord? Alright, bet. Oh. Okay, so we're back in the area, so I need to figure out where the devil I just put. Okay, that's perfect. So I can get the ladder over here now, so I can come back over here easily. Okay, but where the devil did I put? Oh, I put the cube. I put the cube over here. That's what it was. There we go. But yeah, like you're saying, Paz, and like others probably can't agree, I play games based on my mood. So sometimes I just don't feel like it, which is why I haven't finished all the Persona games, because I have to be in the mood to be in that type of thinking, and Persona takes a lot of thinking. Same thing with Metaphor. Like, I knew I was gonna, not that I knew, but Metaphor's taking me a while because it's still a Persona-like game. Oh, nice. Can I have that? I just get the milkshake recipe. Let's go. Oh, yeah, okay. It's like, whoops. Oh, never mind, we got what we need. Oh. Fight me, Danny. How much HP all y'all got? Dang! Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic like that. Sorry if that was a little jarring. I guess I need to use the combos. I need to take them out. They're all about the same HP, so it doesn't really matter. Start doing some damage. So I'm trying to figure out what, not y'all being able to heal. That is diabolical. Oh, that's diabolical. I hate that so much. Okay. All right, let me just make sure we can murder you quick. That's gonna be annoying, I know, for the boss fight. I can tell that's gonna be a thorn in my behind. You just straight up killed her! What in the Dang! I gotta take one of you out. Alright, man. Alright, y'all. You're proving your point. Spin, spout, shit. No! Oh my word. actually, the strategy is a little different. Oh. Ah! Diabolical high. Just got her back if you did that to me, you dang wolf. Do not care. I'll read the chat in just a second. I'm just trying to lock in because these things are diabolical. I'm gonna give it to you because I feel like he's gonna do something to get me killed, and I just think it's worth keep already alive right now. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh. Well, we'll take it. I had a feeling he was gonna do that. So I'm glad I healed. Oh, jeez. That was rude. I appreciate that. Let me make sure. Alright. Catching up. He's referring to the games that are experimental AA level. Yeah, very few AAA studios go out of their way to make an experimental game. The only ones I know would be Nintendo, Kojima Productions, and maybe Capcom. Yeah, I wanted to look what Pragmata was. I saw that game. It looked interesting. At least when I was looking, I was like, let me look into this more, at least in terms of that vein. The wolves are being meanies. That attack looks fun. Yeah. It's interesting because I guess if I think about it, though, Val did have more of the... Did she have more of the healing abilities? Maybe she did. But more so, like, the strategy here is a little bit different, which is cool. Fighting the wolf people. Missing something here. Ah, okay. There we go. I was like, something's missing. The ladder thing, but I can't pull it up from behind me. Or at least I can't pull it up there. I'm just tripping. Oh, I was about to say, like, how the heck am I supposed to do that? I get it now. Oh. I just looked at Twitter, and it's all posted about how AI is breaking entry-level jobs that Gen Z needs to start careers. There was a TikToker. I saw her video. I don't remember her name. And I think, yeah, I saw a TikTok of a woman, or I don't know their gender, so I'm going to use they, them pronouns. They were talking about in their video the reason why that AI is actually bad is because... for millennials, the joke for us was that the joke about, oh, you can have a master's degree and be a cashier was because during the 2008 recession, a lot of people ended up like coming straight out of college or their careers and not having the jobs they wanted. So it ended up where a lot of people were working like cashier jobs and stuff. But I loved how this person broke it down and said that the reason why AI is so insidious now is because people are using it and putting themselves out of a job. So Gen Z, y'all using, not just saying Gen Z, but people using AI don't realize that if y'all give AI, like these chatbots, all this information about you, how you write, how you talk, how you speak, then not only are you not going to have the jobs that millennials even had, which is, you know, in the 2008 recession, people with master's degrees and shit, they could still get it like a job. It just wasn't going to be necessarily their industry. But now y'all are making it to where these jobs just don't exist because now an AI chatbot's going to do them instead. And that's why I love the way that TikToker broke it down, because that's just the truth of the matter of like, as somebody, again, I'm privileged in the sense of I have a master's degree. So for me in the job market, it's a little different. Like jobs are rough right now in general in our society right now because of the way things are. So that's just the nature of it. Like, you know, the world is what it is right now for a plethora of reasons that we can spend a whole dissertation on. But the thing about it though is that if y'all don't got no jobs, y'all not gonna even get any experience if you're younger or coming out of college. And that's why people my age are looking at people who are younger like, you are putting yourself out of a job using generative AI. You're giving people the excuse to not hire you for certain jobs so they can replace you with a chat box. And you're just giving them your intellectual property and labor for free. I don't know why. But again, I can go on rants about this, but the way they said that, I was like, that is the most astute observation. And kudos for you for realizing it. Because Gen Zs, y'all not gonna have entry-level jobs. They won't exist because y'all... Like, if there's an intern who can make, like, graphic designs or something like that, you create it, y'all have sent so much data into some of these tech things. And not to say, like, Gen AI is going to replace everything. I think, like I told y'all, generative AI is just a Tamagotchi, and I don't use it for various reasons. But I'm not saying artificial intelligence in this field isn't interesting. And people conflate certain things together now, like algorithms and robotics and stuff. But the thing about generative AI and the chat box data is that there are consequences for people not using their brains and giving a bot that is a database your information to know how you think, act, and move. So it incentivizes people to not hire real people to do jobs. It gives people the incentive to say, well, we could just have a chat box that does exactly what this intern would have done because they gave us all their information. And that's why I be looking at people like, what are y'all doing? Exactly, like generative AI to me is not great because from a neuroscience perspective, it is shortchanging your learning experience. And as somebody who knows brain science, I'm not a doctor, but I studied enough neuroscience and that was my major. Like one of the biggest things I learned is that if you don't flex your muscles in your brain, you won't use them, so they won't be as like strengthened as somebody who, for example, is writing a dissertation or a paper using their brain without any like Gen AI. What generative AI does is it incentivizes you to not do the work. It incentivizes you to find a shortcut. And that does not help you with your learning experience to be able to, one, spot when data's just wrong. Because my favorite thing was there came out with articles saying that Gen AI is 6 times more wrong than the average person for information. But most of the time it just feels soulless when we talk about the art side of it. And while there will be technological advancements in artificial intelligence, it's now becoming a product thing where they have to sell you something that says, oh, robots are going to replace us in 5 years, where I'm like, no, it's not. Like, do I believe technology will advance far enough where we'll get certain cool things? Sure, but I don't think AI is as smart as y'all think it is. Like, there was a video one of my mutuals posted who's an artificial intelligence scientist where it showed ChatGPT with another chat box, and ChatGPT was just making illegal chess moves the entire match because it's not that smart. Like, it is predictable, so it will get some things right, but people think it's smarter than it actually is. And most people who are in technology will tell you, like, chatbots are smart to a degree, but it's never going to be to the point where it's going to do the complex things of a human. So I love how one of my mutuals put it where they said, like, yes, can ChatGPT, like, can a robot right now put something on a table because you can program it like an animatronic, like in Disney World, to walk towards a table and put on something? But is a robot going to be able to like move that object in its hand in multiple ways if you prompt it to? Is it going to be able to drop it on the floor, pick it back up? Is it going to be able to do more complex movements? And we're just not there yet. That's not what animatronics can do right now. They need too many computations and inputs to get even what half of a human can do just by doing it. And that is why, to me, the way that some people be grifting folks about artificial intelligence be making me crackle. Because I'm like, if we could replicate the way the human brain could work, people in computational neuroscience would be making money already. Because we would have iRobot and Terminator stuff. We don't have that, though. We have Gen AI that requires prompts to be put in there from data that's not even owned. And people have openly said now, because there's lawsuits, that a lot of the artificial intelligence that people like is based on stolen data. So it's not even like actually intelligent. It's just using a database information to come up with the jigsaw, which is the neuroscience term of, that's the best way to describe this. If I remember correctly from my classes, a jigsaw is a concept where the brain will come up with things that you can associate that is the common like item of it. So for example, most of us grow up knowing that a chair has 4 legs and a seat that you can sit on. And a jigsaw of a chair would be like a bed or like a rock that you could sit on, because your mind knows that if you can sit on something with a surface on it that you know won't hurt you, you can sit on it. That's essentially what Gen AI does, is it creates jigsaws from data so that it does stuff. But that doesn't mean that it's smart. It just means it knows from the information that you've given it that it knows that this is a chair, or that you can sit on, or you can sit on a rock or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean it construct these things in a uniquely intelligent way, which I don't like to use that word because I don't want to be ableist. I think of it as like, it's not going to give you the creativity that a human being would give you when they would sit down and think about how to build like chairs and fantasy books and stuff like that. So it just blows my mind, the grift that is generative AI people. They grift people. And as a scientist, I'm just like, no. It's given NFTs. Stop it. Like, I'm separating generative AI, like I always say, from the artificial intelligence scientists who actually do work in animatronics, algorithms, and computational neuroscience. Those are 2 different things to me. One is research and development, another one is just product development. And a lot of the product development is ChatGPT and Gemini, and these programs that you can use. I don't use them. I'm aware of them, but I don't use them because it's like, it's just shorthanding some of the processing that I need to do as a person. And y'all want to make a modified Clippy when Clippy still exists from Word. Just use Clippy. But anyway, I'm catching up in the chat. I understand about short-term pleasure in gaming, struggling with discipline and planning for the future, but I wouldn't use Gen AI to make something that I want. Exactly. Like, I want to read more English Spanish books. I want to practice drawing it better, and I want to have my own art style. I want to get better at editing and writing scripts. I want to interact with life because I don't feel like the feeling of feeling worthless while not getting anything in life. Exactly. And to me, it goes back to that quote that Victor said, slight spoilers for Arcane, so you can tune out for a second. It goes back to what Victor was saying in Arcane Season 2 of humans, the art of something about like perfection, like pursuing perfection is pointless because to be human is to pursue. When you stop pursuing steps, you stop being human. You stop pursuing life. And that's the balance between people who are technologists, like people who love technology and science like I do, and like humanity and animals. Like, there has to be a synergy between things, because otherwise you just can't live in a world where it's just purely technology. That's just strange and very artificial. And it's begging and asking those questions like in Ghost in the Shell or the anime Psychopaths, where what makes someone human or not? What makes something have a consciousness? And I don't think people are grappling with those ethical questions. They're just throwing stuff at people because it sounds sexy. And I'm like, the sci-fi-cation of AI from the 90s because of the Matrix with the stuff that's happening that's still very Tamagotchi life is very fascinating from a sociological sense. But I'm reading the chat again. OpenAI models refuse to shut down and even modified scripts designed to shut down so they could keep running. Exactly. I just don't like the idea of not living life and they're getting scared of a machine that took opportunities for me. That's why it's generative not exactly, Mac. Like, it's very obvious. It's very obvious that, unfortunately, with the way companies and people are, it's not in the best interest of people. It's in the best interest of the companies to cut corners and to not support human technology. And that sucks sometimes. Because I love the idea of a Jarvis or a Vision type robot in the future. That sounds sick as shit. I love animatronics. But y'all, Gen AI is not Jarvis. It's not a Jarvis. And I need people to understand it is never going to be a Jarvis. So, it's just not. So, it could be a Clippy, but it's not a Jarvis. But if I say that, people get mad sometimes, and I'd be like, I can't help you. Sorry. I'm not that girl. Sorry, I can't help you. What in the devil? You know what? I'm trying to... Sorry, I've been, like, talking and... Wow. You know what? Never mind. I figured out my own thing. I was like, I need to get a ladder up there, and I'm messing this up badly. My bad. I mean, spend, like, 20 minutes on that alone, ranting about AI, generative AI stuff. Oh yeah, machine learning is used to actually help developers and workers make work manageable. Product AI is for those that can't be given a damn about actually doing something artistic expression in life, which is because it's their job to suck in their optimism because they believe they're never good, which is wrong. You'd always become an editor if you try. Exactly. Like, again, I'm very, very distinct in saying that algorithms and, like, artificial intelligence in itself is not bad. I think people conflate them because of the way that we've had this conversation of generative AI and Gen Art AI, which is not the same thing as animatronics and robotics. And, you know, actual technological advancements that use technology to do like assistive, like read to text or stuff like that. Like that, those conversations still need to happen. Neat, we drain the water. Let's go. Okay, I guess we're actually going down here. Never mind. But that's the part of like artificial intelligence and data that I like. I think is really cool. But there's no space to have those conversations sometimes because the Gen AI world has made stuff so muddy. And it's just not cool. Remember the case of the company Builder AI that went bankrupt last week because its AI was fake and said they were... Exactly! And that's the thing, Mac, that I need people to understand. Like, most of the time, this Gen AI stuff is actually just people behind the screen who are answering your prompts from far away in another country. And it's very insidious. And the fact that people either ignore that or just pretend that's not true blows my mind because it's really unethical. Like, it's just really unethical and people try to make it sound good and it's just not good. But I didn't know they got bankrupt. I didn't even know that even happened about this company. But that's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that where it's not real. It's not real stuff. People are selling y'all lies, and it's just so frustrating. Because people who could actually give more information and study this stuff, they're being drowned out by people who are just selling out a dream that doesn't exist. And it sucks. But again, I can rant all day. I've done plenty of streams, y'all know, where I just ranted about this for the longest. They even tricked Microsoft with investing. Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, a lot of people who, again, care about science and tech, because we always should look for opportunities if it's appropriate to. I'm not saying we always got to keep innovating, because sometimes people always want to, like, progress, and sometimes just being, like, be in life is great. In the sense of, I think humans sometimes get way too caught up in trying to, like, always make things better, and sometimes what we have is fine right now. I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds very woo-woo, but like, I don't blame companies for having an investment in technological advancement. I think it's just that some people are being sold things that are just not going to do what they're told. And they're being lied to by people who are venture capitalists who are giving them data and information that's just not real. Like, it's just not possible. And I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm always open to learning. So I'm the type of person where I will look into stuff and read into the article and technology, but that's me as a scientist. That's my job to stay abreast of this information. A lot of people take stuff off face value, or there's clickbait articles and news articles that just aren't giving the right information, and it sets people up where they're like, oh, this, and I'm like, that's not a thing. Which, by the way, that's why I say as a scientist, one thing I would tell people is, speaking myself and nobody else, of course, always read articles. Like, if you have the space to read an article from a newspaper, actually read the research article, because a lot of news people will sensationalize information and it will tell you something that's completely not even there. It's so funny to me, because it'll be one of those things where, like, that's not what the research said. But I can go on all day. like I said, my training taught me how to do research, have research questions, look for like statistics and data, and understand these things, and not get like grifted, along with being a science person who grew up in the age where you had like computer classes on how to not get scammed on the internet or how to survive downloading a LimeWire type vibes. So yeah. I remember a tweet expressing why humanities was part of some STEM because of stuff that's happening now. So we rather gain a lot of money with little work than just enjoy a journey. Exactly. And to me, I'm biased because I was one of those STEM majors. Some people call it STEAM or make jokes. But I was somebody who, along with my biology and chemistry and physics classes, I decided to take classes in like women's studies, sociology, psychology, and other disciplines. Because you, to me, like I always said, and I've said it before on stream, you will be a better scientist and a person when you study other disciplines other than your own. And I agree, like a lot of the reason why people are struggling. I have to go for an hour, so I hope to see you later if not. Have fun. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. And if I'm still streaming, I'll probably stream for like 45 minutes. So I might be here when you come back. But if you don't, if you're not able to come back before I like end stream, thank you so much for coming by as always. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by stream. Yeah. And I get it. No one likes the situation that capitalism has put us in. My family despises poverty, but not the people who are in it. But they were born in poverty and they got out. Yeah, no worries, Paz. I get it. I get it. Oh, Sydney, welcome in. No worries. I can't hear, but hi. I love this game. It's so pretty, and so are you. Sydney, you're so sweet. Uno reverse all compliments. I'm gonna get you. But take care. I appreciate you. Oh, actually, by the way, I know Simi just left, but Simi's having a dono-thon, so I need you to go follow them right now. They're having a dono-thon. Support them. They're super sweet. I have to get them back for compliments, but you should support them. I'm just saying. I don't have shout-outs right now, but y'all, if mutuals or friends have dono-thons, I'm just gonna tell y'all to donate to them because they need them. Donate to them. But I don't know. I don't care whatever's happening in the world. If you have funds, donate to my friends and mutuals if they're having events like dono-thons, and Cindy's having ones. I'm just putting that out there. So I just wanted to plug that in since Cindy decided to say hi. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you, though. Thank you for giving the shout out. Yes, please go follow Simi, and just in general, like, support. Super cool person. I got to lurk in Simi's stream actually playing co-working and also with some dope music and Pokemon shenanigans. So if you're looking for a dope place and a vibe, please go over there. And of course, Simi's having a 30-day Throwdown. So if you want to, if you have the funds or abilities, please support in terms of stuff. So I just want to put that out there. Y'all are too kind giving me compliments. I will take them. Thank you. I appreciate you. They are never necessary, but they're always appreciated. Okay. But yeah, to your point, Paz, like, I have loved ones who've grown up in situations where they were working class and like they're not privileged. And of course, like, I'm not like a rich oligarch. So like, it fascinates me how people project sometimes their living situations and circumstances on other people in a way that is very dysfunctional. And it doesn't allow people to actually live a fulfilled life. It's that joke people say where it's like people have to work to live instead of living to work kind of vibes in other countries as they do. And it's really frustrating because like, I was privileged enough in the sense of my parents always made sure that we felt like we had enough and like that we were taken care of. I did not grow up how some of my classmates did in like some of my programs when I got older, who they had like I told y'all about that one girl who I don't have any shade for her. I hope she's having a great life and at least unlearned what she was saying, but she lived in like a gated neighborhood with horses. Like, I didn't live that type of life. Like, people who just had money like that. So sometimes when people make these comments, it's just bonkers to me because I'm like, you just don't live in the real world where most people have to work to survive. And projecting that type of reality on people when they legitimately are just trying to do more than just survive is wild to me. But I could go on a rant speaking for myself and nobody else, of course, because It's just diabolical to me sometimes. It's a diabolical thing where people are like, And Gen AI is just, it's opening this conversation for people to be like, I don't really appreciate, or like, people are just saying like they don't care for the fact that people are just only thinking about money and not people type of vibes. It's just really illuminating that type of conversation of, is this technological advancement actually helping people, or is it really just at the end of the, oh my God, where did y'all come from? Where did y'all come to the club for? Excuse you. Rude. Happening. I don't know. I didn't see them, y'all. If y'all saw them in the screen somewhere, maybe I'm just distracted. Because I was like, what? Where did you come from? What's happening? Oh, the hell on. That just threw me off because I was not expecting two wolves to just jump the hell up out of nowhere. My bad. All right, let's kill these guys because they can heal, and that's not great. My mom and dad and both of their families were in poverty. My parents and some of my families got out. I'm privileged I've been born with parents that got out of poverty and are living well. I'm just genuinely scared of entering such a financial state because my parents worked so digitally for my siblings to have a better life, and here I am seeing the state of the world. And that's real. I think that's very much a thing that a lot of folks who are young are thinking through. Even myself, as somebody who is only in their 30s, it's something I think about all the time of like, how do you balance between like caring about your future, which I do care a lot about other people and myself and the state of the world, and also like being able to take care of your family and loved ones and survive and thrive, because as people see, it's scary out here. And I think it's a very valid concern. And it's something I'm glad to hear like yourself has, and everybody else who is your age or people my age too, having these conversations. I think it's really important to question these things, because we don't have to live this way, y'all. I'm being 100% serious that systems can always change. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying. We don't have to be like this. It's a question. It's a question that I often pose. And why we all play the roles that we do, because it doesn't have to be this way. That sociology part of me as a social scientist, I'm like, it doesn't have to be this way, y'all. Like, as sociologists will tell you, rules are made up. Now, there are consequences for certain actions if you choose to do certain things, but stuff is made up, so I'm just saying. You know, we don't have to do certain things. We just choose to, because there's social rules behind it. And this is me saying, do not say that C endorsed you doing anything bad. All I'm saying is, from a sociological sense, ask yourself why you do some of the things you do. But I'm not telling you to go do some nefarious things, okay? Don't do that. Yeah, it's just wild from that, and it gets really meta. Like, I feel like sociology touches on metaphysics and, like, the meta-ness of things sometimes, where you have to ask yourself and know that some of the things you do are based on social rules that did not exist hundreds of years ago. And it's kind of bonkers if you think about it too long, because then it gives you a headache. Like, when you think about the fact that, for example, people associate the color like pink with like masculine bodied people back in the day, and blue with feminine bodied people, then it switched over history. It's wild. Or that makeup wasn't really, I don't think makeup was always seen as a feminine thing. But that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, life is strange like that. And it's mind-blowing. I'm just saying. Bridge key. There was a bridge? Where? C is missing a lot of stuff yapping today, as the kids will say. Oh. Well, look at that. I actually really like this level design. It's really well done. Like, actually, kudos to Studio Stars, Sabotage Studios. You cooked it, man. History has shown us that communities have done a lot better when working together and just putting our all instead of working for the financial gain of the few. Yeah, I'm for power of the few. I'm for power of the people, not the few. And I don't think that should be a controversial statement to say, but I just think, like you're saying, Paz, like humans are social creatures, and I just don't think humans are innately bad. I just think sometimes some people can be very hubris, and we forget that we all belong to this ecosystem. People get way too caught up sometimes in thinking they can individualism themselves out of problems that require lots of human minds to think through how to survive together. And it's wild. But, you know, it be like that sometimes. Like, no lie, scholars become bases, causing people to not even... Yeah, that's the thing, unfortunately, which makes stuff stressful, is that, learning is a tool for change and growth, but sometimes that learning cannot be done in a way that's conducive to the actual epithets of what this program was, if that makes sense. And what I mean is sometimes it's very obvious. Sometimes it's very insidious how sometimes, like, school is not what it's supposed to be. And I know a lot of teachers have the commentary with this of, like, is it to beat the test or is it actually to learn? Which sucks that sometimes it's really just to beat the test and not to actually learn anything. Oh. Oh, damn, what the hell? How did I fuck up? Oh, no, 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 no! Damn it. Let me think about this. What am I supposed to... Okay, I figured out something. Truthfully, see, I just want to create stuff in life, have fun, and help people as I go through. That's, to me, what most people want to do, Paz. I think most people want to do something like that. I think people try to lie and say that... Don't get me wrong, some people have different ambitions, so I'm not going to lie that some people just don't have ambitions, like, other than that, but I genuinely think more people are in line with that, where they just want to live and, like, have fun with friends and, you know, be able to survive. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do a puzzle where you're supposed to hit these things really quick and it's a time thing, and I hate that so much, but you know what, we're going to make it work. Bombastic side eye. Bombastic side eye. Bombastic side eye. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Nope, it's gonna blow up. Shoot. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Dang it. Bombastic side-eye. Heavily bombastic side-eye at this game. Nuggets! Okay, now I get it. Damn. And that's what's, yeah, very old universities in Africa were meant to actually teach you and gain new life perspectives in life. Gain new perspectives in life and also discover new. I'm not saying that all universities don't do that. Yeah. Like, I don't think institutions are innately bad. I do think, though, that they are flavored by the people and folks who just run them. Welcome in, Baz. It's lovely to see you. I am doing well. I am just playing Sea of Stars, Thrones of the Watchmaker, just chilling out, talking about serious sociological topics, for the most part, and tactics. But I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, hope life is treating you well as always. I've been inspired from YouTube, games, movies. There's so much I want to do with little resources and time. As I tell you, Paz, you're doing the right thing where you got a long life ahead of you, so you got a lot of time to marinate and cook. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. No, 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 no. Now, 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 now! Ah! No! No! That was a whole ordeal. Give me my thing. We're mainly just talking about like major institutions, like primarily universities and schools, and other ones could probably fit in that category as well. To answer your question, Bass, yeah. But yeah, you got a lot of time. I think that's the thing that happens when you get young. When you're young, you get caught up sometimes in thinking that you need to, do everything very quickly, and time's running out, and the world has issues. But I like how elders and older people I've talked to say it all the time, where it's like, there's never been a moment in history when there's been really, truly peace. There's chaos all the time. But with chaos, as I say, creates clarity. So with that clarity comes knowing that when something is meant for you, it is meant for you. And you can still do a lot of stuff despite how the world is. Because if anything, you might be that person who could bring something new into the world, and that's going to be really important too. I know. Thank you for believing me, y'all, because puzzling. I don't think I was supposed to go that way. I think I messed that up. No! I am now giving myself a bombastic side eye. Because what do you mean? Down here? Maybe. Not y'all all coming to the club saying, what's good? Fight me, sis. I mean, y'all can come to the club. It's cool. You gotta let yourself cook, but also you can't stress yourself too much. You can't control what you can't control, but if you can do something, do something. Feel me? It's kind of how it kind of has to be sometimes. I ate those meals. That was a lot. That was a lot of damage. I need to heal you. Oh! Not me just healing, you taking my HP, rude person. Dang it. You know what? Let's do that. No, I had to. I thought he was gonna kill Zale. Shoot. All right. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, Lord. I guess for me, I haven't... Yeah, let me catch a hold on. And even if you don't, just being there could be what inspires others to bring something new. Like, ideas that keep changing. I think we want to improve others over and over again. Yeah, I am a believer that you don't have to do something that is considered like a Steve Jobs type or Beyonce level thing to have value. You existing matters. If you're just existing right now, that is enough. But I think because of the way the world is, sometimes people derive their value only from their relationships, the roles they play in people's life and stuff. And don't get me wrong, it's not that you shouldn't derive like value from those things or get external validation from the people who matter most to you. But you gotta remember at the end of the day, like, you don't have to do anything at all to deserve dignity and respect. So To your point, Bass, I really appreciate you mentioning that because that's a really good point. Like, people's ideas spurn other ideas because humans are not always original. It's just that sometimes the ideas we spurn can inspire someone to create something new, and that's a contribution in itself, unsaid or not. So I guess for me, I felt like I haven't done stuff that I wanted to do when I was a teenager. Just like get happy when I do cool stuff, whether it's music or trying to practice on. Yeah, and that's good. And I think it's really important to do stuff that is in alignment to what makes us happy, but also giving ourselves the space to cook too is super important, and not being hard on ourselves as well, because we gotta cook as long as it takes to be great. But this dang wolf don't stop healing, Lord. Like that telephone game where you say a word to a person, that person does the same with a word at each different at the end. Yeah, exactly, Baz. That's a really great example in terms of what you mean in terms of people getting inspired by this person, inspired this person. It's just this real big ecosystem of ideas that develops. And it's super cool, honestly. But then I remember I made 2 promises to my father. One being, I go to college, just get my degree regardless if I get grades or not. The second being that I promise to keep doing YouTube because my father genuinely enjoys my videos. And that's awesome, Paz. And you're doing that, which means kudos to you. You're doing what you said you would. You're taking your Deer Street time to marinate, and that's good. What you're doing. That's awesome. That's what I'm saying. You should give yourself credit for that. The only exception my dad told me is I somehow make more money than the career that I'm studying that I could drop out because he explained to me I can always go back to school. That is true. I am team. School is great if it's giving you the ambitions you need, but like, do what's best for you, type of thing. The school will always be there. I definitely agree with that. School will always be there. Yeah, I'm just trying to manage as I go. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Amber McLean? Finally see you. Yet you cling to weakness. Wow, she called us fragile. Dims your light. Are they really worthy of the power you wield? Why does she sound like a Final Fantasy 14 character? Get out of here. The power of friendship in the game right there. I'm kidding. Having each other makes us strong. You can't divide it, so keep your lies. True. Dang. We can delegate. Dang, that was intense. Val's getting angry. That's so interesting. She might be repressing a lot, but you know, could be the case in this situation, which is not the best, but I guess we're learning that as we go through this part of the game. Ah! Sorry, I thought we were gonna fall through the hole. I was like, excuse me, game. Sun balancing? I like that. Like, the reason why I'm studying in business major is because I want to make a game animation company with my brother. The animation being for my brother, but I would also help him out. And maybe we can go buy a local business in an international market. That happens to me sometimes. They'll fall into a hole and think that's true. Yeah, and I remember, Paz, you said that, I think, before. Which I know you'll do it. I don't have any doubts. My thing is, if someone is committed to something and if they put consistency to it, even if it's just like every once in a while, you'll still get there in time. Because if something's meant for you, it's meant for you. And no one can stop you. So I just think it's awesome that you're going to do that with family. That's super cool. But I have no doubts. So you got this. But the Twitch version found their way, good for them. Yeah. But I totally agree. I dropped out of college because of the whole I know what I want to do when I go out of school, but I realized that wasn't what I wanted. But if that Twitch version found their way, good for them. Yeah, exactly, Baz. And I think that is fair. I also want to make manga. That's why I'm practicing drawing. For sure. And I think having multiple goals and like trying things out and seeing what works for you and being ambitious, you will land at where you need to go. So I'm not worried about anybody who does that. And Baz, to your point, like, yeah, like sometimes, you know, school is important, and I always, you know, I'm a nerd, so I love learning and stuff like that too, but sometimes education, especially the way sometimes universities and colleges set up, are not conducive to how some people need to learn, and sometimes it's just not a good fit. So I don't judge people for knowing like something's not for them. It's kind of like that thing where like science folks often they end up wanting to go to like pre-med, and then they realize being a doctor's not for them, so they do something completely different that's nothing to do with medicine. Sometimes it's kind of like that. Like sometimes you just gotta try shit out, and if it's not for you, you change your route, and that's it. No shame in that game at all. Zale was going to die. He gonna get stabbed. I knew it. Disrespectful! Oh, it's sounding like Lemon Grant for a little point there. But, we're gonna do... Oh, I should use that when they're alive. Damn it. Rude. And like I said, I'm a believer school will be there, so, like, there's plenty of people in life who are like, hey, I couldn't get through school in my 20s. They go back in their 30s and 40s and they're thriving. It's not really, to me, a big deal. Stuff happens. So. People are very judgmental about how people's lives should go sometimes. I'm just not that type of person. Shit happens. That's very true. The math is what's cooking me right now. Listen, mathematics and statistics, I love them, but also they try my life every time. Maybe starting college when the pandemic started didn't help. I could see me still going to college if that happened, but I'm happy to where that got me, so no complaints here. And that's all that really matters if that didn't happen, yeah. Because I think, like, oh my lord, why is the floor cracking? Jesus! Ah! My controller, I think, is my controller shaking too? Yeah, it is. Oh my word. Nice effect, but oh my gosh. But Bash, no, and that's cool. Like I really do appreciate the honesty. Oh. Oh. Do I drop here? Neat. I was like, what's happening? But yeah, school's always there, but like you said, you ended up where you needed to be, and that's all really matters at the end of the day. And kudos to you for landing where you were gonna land. But to me, I'm a big believer that whatever is meant for you, and nobody can take that from you. So if you know that, you don't have to be stressed about, oh, this didn't work out. And yeah, I'm not saying don't grieve those things too for people. Not what I'm talking about with Kaz and Bass, your situations in particular, but for people in general, like, we do need to let go and detach sometimes and grieve what we wanted if it didn't work out the way that we wanted. But it's okay to also, once we get past grieving and recognizing something's not meant for us, that it's okay that something else is. Because maybe you wouldn't have liked that thing if it worked out. Or maybe you wouldn't have liked that job or that relationship in the first place. You know? It's that annoying thing of hindsight is 2020, but it is cliche because it's true. Type of vibe. Sorry. Dang, these things have got a lot of HP. Jesus. Rude. Healing again! We hate it! Hate it! Now you know you wrong for that. Disrespectful behind wolf thing. Skills. The transition from not knowing to kind of knowing what to do is what sucks. Yes, and that's why I'm not gonna gaslight and be toxically positive, because that part's scary. It's that really uncomfortable position of you don't know what the fuck you're doing, excuse my language, and that's scary. But you know what you were doing is not it either. So you gotta like just take a leap of faith and know that you gotta move. You gotta get out of here, but you don't know where you're going. And that scares people. And it takes a lot of courage to do too. And I think as you get older, it gets harder to do that. Because when you get older, it's easy to get caught up in patterns that are familiar. But familiar is not always the best. You feel me? So I get you on that one. I really do. Because I've had moments in life where I'm like, I don't want to do that, but damn, where am I going now? And then I end up going somewhere and I'm like, oh. I guess if I didn't let this thing go, I couldn't have opened my opportunity to this. That's to me why, honestly, and I can say this like transparently, that's how I ended up being a streamer. I did not plan to stream. I did not plan to do any of this stuff. But it just kind of worked out where I was like, honestly, I like what I see and it looks fun, and now I'm here almost 2 years later. So again, it's just one of those things of you just don't know. Sometimes you just have to be like, you got to try something. Even if it doesn't work out, you still learn something about yourself that might help you for the future, which is always valuable. I like that. I think it's a Nelson Mandela quote where it's like, I never lose, I win or I learn kind of vibes. I used to be in that situation when I was like 19, 20. Yeah. Yup. Yeah, those are really scary times. It is scary, and that's why it's really important, too, to build community and have friends around you who are going to be like, hey, I know you're freaking out because you don't know what the heck to do, but I'm here. I'm not leaving. We can figure it out together. If you want to cry about it, you can cry about it. Bombastic side eye to this wolf who heals. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my god. Who are you gonna kill? Please don't kill. Please don't kill Arnie. Oh my gosh! I just knew. That was disrespectful. Oh, that was Zale. My bad. Y'all are all healed. That is disrespectful. Yeah, 1920 is scary. It's a scary time. It's very... like, you're fresh sea legs out of high school type vibes, and it's just a weird time. You're so young, but you're so vibrant, but you're so scared of everything, kind of. Well, maybe not scared of everything, but it's just a lot. Some past, like my dad sent me a certificate course for like cloud programming. My dad and I talked about how I used to work in search and recovery for computers, and I tried it. Let's say I just... Gotcha, I'm crying. I appreciate the lore. And that's real. Again, it's good that you tried, because now you know you are not into that. And that is 100% okay. Because it's really good to get information of what you don't want to do versus always focusing on what you can do. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you're going to like it. Like, I love graphic design. I could never do it as a job, though. But I love graphic design. But I'm never doing that for a job. I would fight people. That's why I love shots to my graphic designers out here. Y'all are badass as hell. But I would never do it. I would never do that as a job. I couldn't handle it. So, damn it. Artie, my boy. We got some problems. Oh my god. Oh my god, Zale, I need you to come back. Zale, I need you to come back. Zale, I need you to come back. Ah! Thank you! Holy bombastic side eye. I don't know why I keep saying bombastic side eye. Either way, I need to heal you. Oh my god, they're all at 0. Ah! No! Now, why would you do that for free? I hate it here. Oh my god. I don't have any goddamn skills. I can heal nobody, damn. That was so kind of the games. I was like, listen, this wolf trying to kill me. Send help. I was generally sad and scared. I talked to my dad about it. We talked about it, and I'm thankful for him. It's just I haven't really planned ahead in life when I was a teenager. In fact, I do have goals and shit, but doing it, I did not block that for Val not to die. My bad. Just the doing it part is what's sort of scared. Yeah, you got to walk the walk and talk the talk. And of course, when you're a teenager or young, you know, people want you to make plans and goals. But I know as, like, again, I'm not acting like I'm some sage person. I'm still in my 30s, so I'm not like seasoned. And season is really just in the camp of seasoned. But you got to give yourself time to grow into your own, and sometimes that takes time that you can't really rush through. And I'm grateful to your dad for, you know, letting you talked and he encouraged you, and it sounds like you had a good conversation. And, you know, being mindful that you're still growing. And it's okay to get used to how you will develop your goals and stuff and still enjoy being young. Because that's the thing I think is a trap that often happens when you're young, is you get stressed out about trying to figure out your life. But it's that thing I also say often on streams, which is that sometimes you're not going to know what you want in your 30s and 40s until you get there. You can make plans and lock in your 20s, but give yourself some grace to kind of grow into who you were becoming. The vibes. He might die. I don't know, but we're going to find out. You know what? You heal, because I'm going to whoop your ass in this next turn. You're going to get killed. Let's go! No, shoot. Consider this. Not everybody's like this. That's really good talking it out. Yeah, and looking back would have been so much easier asking for help. And that's the thing too, Bass, which, you know, it's not something that is for me to judge or anybody. It's like when you're young, you think you can figure stuff out on your own. And I know I was stubborn in some ways when I was younger too, for not asking for help when I should have. But that's why, like, it takes courage to do it. And also, you learn what you learn, which is always good. So no worries in terms of things. I appreciate the honesty and transparency, though, for real though. Because I think, to me, it really comes down to giving yourself the space to explore, but giving yourself a lot of grace when you're young. Because to me, it's like the thing I say where if you're, like, this is no shade to anybody, and Paz and folks know this who've been here for a long time. If you are below the age of 27, I love you, but you've got so much more to live. You don't need to be that stressed. Like, I'm in my 30s, and now I understand, like, what people who were, like, years older than me say, like, when you hit 35, 40. Because those are the folks I look to, and then they look to the folks in the 40s and 50s. But, like, you have so much life to live that is not, like... I like how one person said, I think it was Jackie Ina who said it on one of her YouTube videos a long time ago. When I don't really watch her, but I know I watched some videos from her before in the past. She made a video where she said, in your 20s, do take some stuff seriously, but it's not that serious. And I like the way she said that because she was framing it in a way where... Yes, like, you can cook and lock in and do some dope stuff when you're young to be set up for your 30s and 40s. But, like, a lot of this stuff that happens in your 20s, do not beat yourself too much if you just fail a lot. That's kind of, to me, what you're supposed to be young for. You're supposed to fuck up and figure shit out. And then somebody would tell you, like, don't worry about it. I did the same thing. I'm fine. Like, I remember being stressed to a degree, like I was, and me looking back at my younger self, I'm like, girl, you're gonna be fine. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I know you stressed, and it's serious, so I'm not downplaying the seriousness of it, of how you feel, but you gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. And it did, every single time. And some of the stuff I thought I wanted in my, like, younger age, I would have hated as an adult now. I would have been like, you're kidding. You don't want that. Oh, you could have gave me the level up game. That was rude. I'm kidding. The game can do whatever it wants. I love how it's talking, and I just completely was like, am I going the right way? Type vibes. And then we're gonna wrap up stream probably soon. Let me see. I know Simi peeked up in here, but they're doing a Dono-thon, so I'm probably gonna raid them, to be honest with you, once I'm done. because I've already like been compliment attacking them. I'm just gonna raid them because they're doing a donathon. But we're gonna I just need to peek in first about what they're doing. Okay, they're playing Shadow of the Damned. All right, so we're gonna raid them after I get to a good stopping point. High school me could have used those words so much. Took myself too seriously. No worries. And for me, like I know I stressed. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, which, you know, for privacy's sake, I'm not going to go into full details, as I always say. But, like, I was going through a lot of stuff and figuring myself out, too. And being a kid, you're just so stressed because there's just so much pressure sometimes to figure shit out. And I get it because some people have done some really great things as they're young. But I don't want to put that paradigm on anybody. And, like, similar to what you're saying, Bass, like, sometimes you just got to learn. And sometimes you just need somebody to tell you, like, hey, it's okay. You know? Sometimes we just don't hear enough. Like, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to, like, fuck up and fail. Like, no one's gonna crucify you at the stake if you just fail. But it's hard sometimes. Because, you know, when you're young, you want to do so much so soon, which I love young people and their ambition. But sometimes it's like, it's okay. It is okay to be a kid. You are so young. You just need to be goofy sometimes. And even as you get older, like, don't forget to have fun. That's the point of being an adult. Like, you could do shit that you wouldn't be able to do as a kid and even live your best moments. This is why I keep talking about Final Fantasy Tactics too damn much. Because that's me reliving my childhood for fun. Yeah, I know. I understand. I get it. Because I am very much like, I had to unlearn a lot of some of those tendencies to be like, I need to do this way. Otherwise, no. And then my brain's like, sis, if you don't sit down, stop stressing yourself out. But it's also learning self-compassion, which that is something that I've had to spend some time on too. So I get it. It's a learning thing. It's a learning process. You will get there. Self-compassion is really important. I don't even know how the hell did you get over there. Did I press this? No. Never mind. Oh. We need a cotton picking minute. Damn it, what the hell? Hold on, I'm probably not doing this right because I'm not thinking this through. Like, I'm not good at art, and I feel like I need to be already good and add details when I'm not at that level. I want to be good at making videos, like some of my favorite. I haven't gained enough experience yet. I keep forgetting I'm at level 1 and not level 99. Yeah! And you got to give yourself time to cook. Like, it's good to have a vision, but be kinder to yourself because the people that you admire did the same thing you're doing right now. They cooked, and they let themselves marinate. And that's what you got to do sometimes in life. You just got to let yourself get there. And it's okay. Because then when you get there, it feels so dope to be where you're at when you have goals and ambitions. Because that's how I was when I first started out in science, where I was like, I want to do some dope shit. I want to publish. And when I published my first paper, that was so fucking cool for me. It was like, oh my God, I actually did it. I published a manuscript in science research. But it took me a while to get there. But when I did it, it was great. So when you'll appreciate it that much more, I promise you, when you get where you gotta go in life, it's always a baller feeling. Damn it, I'm so confused. Because if I pull this here, it closes this door. Where do we go though? How do I move? Okay, let me start over. Hold on. So we have two of these pieces here. Can I push this? No. Okay, can't. Can I open this though? Oh! Okay, I was like, no, there's an answer to this. And I figured it out. Alright, cool. Neat. I was like, how the f do you do that? Oh, it's one of these. It's one of them. Bet. Okay. Oh my god, this puzzle is so long. I'm weeping. I don't mind, I'm just like, whoa. We're messing around with it. Okay, gotcha. I keep forgetting some people that truly inspired me start at level 1 and it took years. Exactly. Like, everybody's journey is different, so you have opportunities quicker, but I didn't publish my first manuscript as a scientist until I was 26. Yeah. I went to school, so that would have been tail end of 2019? 8 years. Took me 8 years before I published my first manuscript in science. And I think I wrote at least a couple papers that never got published and saw the light of day, but I didn't publish my first scientific manuscript in a journal until about 8 years in. And then to get to the number of papers I publish now, that would have taken at least a decade. So, if that gives you any context of what it means, like it takes years, it does if you cook and you're consistent. So, but yeah, 8 years for my first manuscript. I think another 10 to 15 before I publish the ones I have now, and I still am at the beginnings of my like scientific journey. So, and I've learned a lot, and I failed a lot and messed up. And hi, honey, welcome in. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for lurking. I still love seeing that cute emote. It's adorable. It's so tiny. I hope you're doing well after stream. I hope you're resting and listening to dope music. You should watch me figure out this damn puzzle. Well, and I sometimes have bits of doubts wearing a mask. Silly thoughts like, oh man, I wonder if people would enjoy my stuff even if I'm some dude with a mask on. But I remember there are actually YouTubers who turn on the camera, put their mask on, and stuff a huge community. Yeah, I don't think having a mask on is a bad thing. I think it's similar to VTubing. I think it just depends on the medium. I don't think having a mask on bothers me. As somebody who is more watch streamers, than more than anything, I don't think it bugs me. I think it's just it's like your persona and how you appear on the internet. But there are creators like there's a I forget her name. I love her nail art though. There's a nail artist from Korea I follow. I love what she does. I've never seen her face. All she shows is her hands and her doing her nails. That's it. Like, I know plenty of creators who don't show their face. I don't even care. I just love what they do. So if that gives you any motivation, I don't. It doesn't bother me. It's whatever. Like, if you don't need to show your face, who cares? I know some people might, but I don't. Like, if you do dope shit, I'll watch it. You don't have to show me your face. That's why I like VTubers, because a lot of people do dope shit. They just don't want to show their face. So I'm totally cool with that. I'm not doing this puzzle right. What the fuck? What? Huh. Wait a minute. Side-eyeing myself. It genuinely makes me feel like I'm not alone and just growing. Yeah, like, don't ever think that... I think people sometimes get caught up and think that to make it means you have to always be like... How do I put this? It's easy when you see people's lives on the outside that they've made it, but to make it takes a lot of work. And I don't think you truly ever stop pursuing what you pursue until you just choose to stop. So, for example, as a scientist, like, I want to publish more. I want to do more scientific research, speaking for myself and nobody else. But, like, I'm not at the peak of my career. I'm at the beginnings to me. So... Like I said, it took me years before I published my first paper, and it took me years after that to do some of the work I wanted to do in research. And there's some things I still haven't done, but it's not something that I compare my journey to somebody else, because everybody else's journey is different. And when you get into your craft, into your flow, you stop comparing yourself because you realize that you're living your life based on your own terms. And sometimes someone's peak to you is not where your end destination is. Sometimes it's a you're going to become the person that you're going to be and reach heights that you would never even have imagined. You just got to get there first. But I get it. It's hard because I think sometimes, especially the way that we have social media nowadays, like it's easier to compare yourself to other people and get lost in the sauce of others, but not forgetting that you're you and you're the only you that exists right now. So there's only something that you yourself can bring as an individual to a space or to like an artwork or like a paper that matters. And even if it just matters to you, it still matters because it exists and because you think it's valuable. So I think it's balancing and remembering that. Because, yeah. I just think my reactions are funny when they're recording. That's why I turn on the camera even when I have my mask on. But maybe in the future when I feel like I don't need gotta hide anymore. But that's a long, long time ago anyway. Yeah, no worries. I think if you want to pass, it's a personal thing. But if you don't ever want to take off your mask, you don't have to. Like I said with the person I know who's a nail artist, I don't have a problem that she has no mask on. I mean, no face. She just does really good stuff. So if she chooses, that's great. But I don't think it's a requirement to have to like do something that doesn't match what you're looking to do, if that makes sense. That's just me. I can only wonder the anxiety those 8 issues for the first manuscript. Because I think to me, sometimes in the science world, like in academia, it is very publish or perish. So it is based often on how many manuscripts you have, or like it can be very scary and, you know, and stuff like that. But I think a lot of my insecurities came from the fact, I don't even know if they're insecurities. I think it's more like some of the ways in which I was having to navigate learning is science is a collective thing, but it's also something to where you're always learning. So I never really treat me being as a scientist as I'm the singular authority about stuff. It's a conversation with data and information and just being curious about the world. So I think a lot of the times back then it would be to remember that and not get caught up in, oh, this person's done like 60 manuscripts and I've not done one. Because it doesn't really mean anything to me to write if it's not valuable to me. And that's why I always say I'm a writer at my core, because writing and art are something that's very individualistic, and it's connected to this ecosystem of scientists, but I'm not caught up in, oh, I have only published a certain amount of papers. I publish papers that matter to me, and that's the legacy in the work that I want to do, and that's all that matters. And it teaches you a grit of longevity, because I'm not an instant gratification girly, and what I mean by that is I'm not somebody who, I don't mind having to grind for years to get to what I think is what I want, but some people aren't built like that. They're not built to struggle for the long term. Does that make sense? They're more like, I need it now, where I'm like, I can wait 5 to 10 years. I don't care, because if I get 5 to 10 years from now and I'm like the baddest I've ever been, then that's cool. But I don't mind, because as a scientist, you have to study, and studying takes a long time, and to actually be a knowledgeable expert into whatever you're passionate about, that takes years. And that's why I'm a nerd. And welcome back, Mick. I guess I would be streaming when you came back. I'm trying to find a save point, but to be real with you, this puzzle is puzzling, so we might need to just... Oh, I went past my time. I guess we might need to find a save point and call it for tonight, actually, so I can finish this on stream next time. I think we might do that. Let me do that, actually, because this puzzle's going to take a minute. I think I see what I'm supposed to do, but yeah. Welcome back. I hope you're having a nice one. And I remember a YouTuber by the name of Quite who had a medical mask and sunglasses. He just talked about internet topics at the community of his own, so I think I can do it. Yeah, you can do it. I think you can do it, Pass. You're fine. Yeah, struggle instant gratification, my dad told me. Yeah, and I think that's something that, again, it's not like a bad thing, because a lot of people do it. We all do it. We want what we want sooner than we sometimes can get it. But you gotta let yourself cook. Because it reminds me of artists who they disappear after making a dope album of music, and then they come back 5 years later cooking with the best thing they've ever done. And then they go disappear again. I love when people do shit like that, because that's you cooked for 10 years and then you came back with this magic. Let's go. That's what I mean. You just gotta let yourself marinate sometimes. Sometimes it just be like that, you know? Give yourself some grace. You gotta let yourself cook sometimes. Can I jump off here? There we go. Can I go down here and save? I'm just trying to find the last save point. The reason why I knew I was gonna not go past certain times, I know I was gonna get too tired, and that tiredness is gonna help me solve a puzzle. So y'all gonna see me struggle instead of like actually making progress, which is not great. Dang, nabbit. I want to be at least half the man my dad is. He's self-disciplined, consistent responsibilities, integrity. I just really suck at the responsibility, discipline, and consistency part. Paz, you will become the person you are meant to be, and I think your dad would be proud of you right now because you're trying, and that's enough. So that's what I'm saying. Like, get yourself cooked. You got this. Don't worry about it. You're doing great. I promise you. I know he'd be very proud of you. Like, I know that for sure, for sure. Damn it, where in the hell is the save point? Dang nabbits. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Dónde está? Where is the exit? ¿Cómo se dice? Where is the exit? I know how to say that, but I'm just like, where is the exit? Ah! Damn. I know it's here, because we got here, but... Oh, shoot. I know we went in the water, and now my brain is dying. I'm not literally dying. It's literally just not processing where the hell the save point was before we got here. Now I'm struggling. Y'all just see me struggling! I might just exit and just have to get back to this part next stream. It's totally fine. ¿Dónde está la salada? I think that might be it. But correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. I'm relearning my Spanish and Chinese. Or at least I'm going to be learning my Spanish and Chinese a lot more this year. I think it is. Yeah. Because I say, like, ¿qué es la problema a lot? Like, what is the problem? When I'm, like, trying to figure shit out. Like, I'm yelling at my electronics or something. Well, not yelling at them, but I'm just contemplating my existence, being like, how do I fix this? You know what? I might just end up just not. We're not going to save the save point, so I might just exit and just pop out right here. Yeah, you got to let yourself marinate. Like, I'm going to be real, and then what I'll do is I'm going to exit. So we're just going to quit. It's automatically saved, so I think it'll come back here. And then I'll go to the chatting screen. ¿Dónde es la salada? Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Because I will do a stream, hopefully in the future, where I actually speak multiple languages without butchering both languages with my Spanish and my Chinese skills being ridiculous. But yeah. I don't know he speaks. Yes, I technically speak Spanish and Chinese. I speak primarily in English. I don't have a foundation for English because I never oh, saladad. Okay, I'm gonna keep saying it wrong because I'm sleepy or tired, but thank you for that. That's what I'm gonna practice. But yeah, to answer your question, Bass, like I took Spanish from sorry, I'm excuse the language. I took Spanish from elementary to about high school, and I took Chinese from I took Chinese in college. I have been learning on and off to the point where my Spanish was to the point where I was writing. I think I was writing essays and stuff, if I remember correctly, in Spanish, and I was writing essays and doing presentations in Chinese. I do know a little bit, like a wee bit of Japanese and a wee bit of Korean, and I do plan to learn all of those. I do want to be a polyglot, but that's the thing I've said on stream before too. That's something I want to do this year once I get some of my habits together, because I think probably the second half of the year I'm going to go back into my language study stuff, particularly because I just want to learn how to speak to people in different languages so it's not so English dominant, because I tend to be in English dominant spaces, but I recognize that that's not everybody's first language, it's just mine. So, but mi español es un poco malo. Lo siento. Lo siento. What the Jongwin? Boo han hao. It's not very good. It's not very good right now. Like if you speak to me in Spanish, I think it was to the point where like I remember this one time recently, it was like a few years ago. We were out and about and somebody was speaking to me in Spanish and I was able to translate for my parents. It's like that type of aim. And then in Chinese, like I know simplified characters. I don't know traditional characters, but I do know I want to learn traditional characters because there's some manga and manhwas and donghwas I want to read in their native languages. No hate. appreciate you, Vass. I appreciate you. And of course, like I say, like my streams are in English, but if you speak to me, I will try to respond, or at least I'll respond maybe more so in English. But I generally understand what people are saying to me when they speak to me in like simplified Spanish and Chinese, for the most part. But if I do fuck up, you can call me out. It's fine. I don't want to be lying to y'all on stream when I'm like rusty as shit, because a lot of people around me don't speak in other languages as much as I would like. So I think I did join some like Discords and groups for a bit, but I need to go back to learning with people who speak those languages, because I would love to be more fluent in Spanish and Chinese and other things, to the point where I think if I studied enough this year, next year, I would be back to where I was fluency pretty quick, because I did take years of it. And Spanish to me is not a hard language to it wasn't a hard language for me. I found that Chinese is a little bit easier though, because it made more sense the way the system works. But romantic languages versus like non-romantic languages is the whole thing. I'm just like, Lord, I'm a mess. But all right, thank you all for shorting me. Like I said, was going to stop around this time. We went over for like extra like 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, I appreciate the raids. Thank you for all the new follows. We are gonna raid Semi. Semi is currently playing a Shadow of the Dam. I do not know this game, but I'm assuming it's a horror adult game. No sabía que hablandas español. Sí. Es como se dice, very sad. Chiste? Is chiste the word for sad, if I remember correctly? Yes, it's very sad. I don't... Mi familia no hablamos español. Lo mismo pensé. Yeah, Tuesday, thank you, I remember. But yeah, no hablamos español. Es no bueno para mi salud, because it makes me sad. It's not good for my health, and it makes me sad. It's muy triste. No one speaks Spanish near me. But anyway, no one speaks Spanish near me or Chinese. It's sad, but one day. One day I'll just be able to rattle off and scream like I did back in the day. Because one of my highest compliments in school was when my professor who told me, like, you sound like a native speaker in Chinese. It's just the fourth time they would fuck me up every friggin' time. And I laughed, but it's something I need to practice, which is why I'm learning the basis for tones. I do remember seeing a video about how if you learn to speak and read Brazilian Portuguese, you can learn Spanish a lot easier. That's interesting. I wonder why that is, but because I know Spanish and Portuguese are very similar to each other in language. So I'm curious. That's cool though. If you found that video, Paz, if you don't mind, if you could send that to me, I would appreciate it. Because I love, like, polyglot language stuff. I do. I'm a nerd, like, that type of shit. But I love communication, because I'm a writer. And I love stories. So that's like, my nerd coming out again. But I think that's cool. Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah. That's interesting. Because I know people say if you learn Portuguese, you can learn Spanish, or vice versa. Something like that. Versus... I learned Chinese, and I know some characters in other languages and Asian languages, they use similar characters, or for those of you who don't know, Chinese uses like characters. Like you might see people do like the characters of each of the words in the sentences. But I do know that some of that translates into like Japanese and Korean, for example. So it's been cool to see like derivatives of languages that have like connected to each other, or at least see how some words in some languages are the same in other languages. If you look at them long enough, that makes more sense. That was what I was trying to say, sorry. I'll find the video and send it to you. Thank you, Paz, I appreciate it. Either Portugal or Brazilian with Hispanic speakers. Yeah. Yeah, we understand each other. Got you. But all right, we're gonna rate Simi. Simi, like I said, is this cool streamer. They use, let me check to make sure, because I do not want to misgender them at all. Especially during Pride Month, y'all. That's not okay. Don't ever misgender anybody, but for real, like, it's Pride Month, so it's Pride Month. Simi uses he, they pronouns, but Simi is currently playing Shadow of the Dam, so I'm gonna say it's probably an 18+ game. I'm peeking into their streams. But if you are into that, that's what I'm gonna rate out to. Simi's super cool. I really like the vibes of their streams. I've been trying to like just visit people's streams, like work or hang out, whether it's with folks I've been following for a long time or folks that I'm trying to like get to know, or mutuals of mutuals, because I just like to support people of all walks of life and do amazing things. So I'm gonna rate Simi because they're doing a emergency donathon again. So like I said, they're trying to do a 30-day like 30 days of streams to raise money. So really encourage if you have the funds to be able to support, but no pressure, no worries if you don't, because again, I don't know everybody's financial situation, so I want to assume. But either way, we'll be back literally in 12 hours. I'm not kidding. I will be back with co-working and Hobonichi stationery. I took my nails off, y'all, by the way, so if you're gonna expect nails, no, because I took them off. So you're gonna see my little tiny hands, or as Robin from Teen Titans Go says, baby hands. I'm petite, y'all. But we'll be back at noon tomorrow. I will be doing an unusual time for a stream, but we're gonna do some co-working for about an hour or two, and then we're gonna play Tiny Bookshop's demo. So we'll be back tomorrow, as well as tomorrow night. I'm gonna do a Mario Kart tournament with Mario Kart 8, and I'll be playing as Princess Peach because Peachy's got it, and I love her. That's my Ace Boon Coon character. So you can't go wrong with that. But if you do not want to ride the raid chain, I appreciate you again for being here. Thank you so much for watching Thrones of the Watchmaker. We will stream probably Thrones of the Watchmaker next week. I think again we're like a third of the way there. I looked ahead, just as a slight spoiler, which is not a huge one. We have a couple more bosses left in a couple areas, but I think we're like a third of the way there. There's still a lot of stuff left to do and people to fight. So I would say we're like a third, if not a fourth of the way there. So sorry, I keep saying it like 5 other times, but I'm just rattling in my brain where I'm like, there's some things there, and then there's these levels, but then there's these bosses. There's like these few levels, but then there's these bosses. So my bad. Anyway, so we'll play Thrones of the Watcher next week, but like I said, tomorrow is going to be Tiny Bookshop, co-working. Saturday is Wholesome Direct and Women-Led Games. Sunday is Final Fantasy 14. My schedule is posted on socials. If you're in the Discord, it's already in there as well. I'm trying to get better at posting on there, and I do need to post my schedules on YouTube. So for those of you on YouTube, I'm so sorry. I need to post my schedules on there as I've been trying to do, so that if you are on that platform, you can just stay on that platform if you don't want to go on Twitch, because I don't want to see people go on both. If you do, I love you. I appreciate you. Not in a parasocial way, but I appreciate that you want to keep up with me on all platforms. But if you have one you prefer, I will post my schedule on my socials, my Discord, and on YouTube, so you can keep up to what I'm going to be doing. And again, streams can get canceled at the last minute because of circumstances, so thank you so much for being patient with me. Okay. So if you are on YouTube, Simi Sin is the username over on Twitch if you want to ride the raid train over to Simi stream. If you do not, yes, and to your point, Mac, I will be talking about tactics all week. Especially with the showcases, y'all. I'm going to never shut up about tactics ever again. Not that I ever did when I go on my rants, but never gonna stop talking about tactics. I will let y'all know I probably won't stream it, but I will have it, and I will talk about it immensely. And I already pre-ordered, so just know that happened. There was no way I wasn't pre-ordering. It's tactics. Like other 30 or 40-year-olds who played the game when we were kids, that was an instant, oh hell no, I need this type of vibe. But that's just me, because I don't have Fumu. That's why I don't have a Switch too, because I'm gonna wait for that. But tactics, I wasn't waiting on that. I want that game day one. So that's going to happen. But anyway, Simi's username is in the chat for those of you over on YouTube. If you want to follow on Twitch, like I said, I will drop the raid message in a second, and we are going to raid Simi. The raid, to see raid is here, the magic is Shanann. And Shanann is here. I will have emotes and stuff as we get closer to as the year progresses. I'll figure stuff out. But for now, that's going to be my raid message. So we are going to go ahead and raid Simi again. Simi is playing a game that might be 18 plus because it looks very horror-ish and scary. So if you're not into that vibe, totally fine if you just want to scamper and, you know, come to another stream or go do some other things. But if you're going to ride the train to Simi, who I'm probably going to just lurk and just say hi, you know, feel free to use the raid message in the chat if you're on Twitch. But yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming by stream, Mac, and everybody who was here. I appreciate you. I'm probably going to be in timeout because I didn't post when I was streaming, so my bad. That's the rule in the FC. You're supposed to post when you stream. Because if you don't, you can get fought. And I'm going to get fought at. Yeah, I can't break my own rules. That's not fair because I have to hold people to the same things. That's just how that goes. So it's the FC officer for Final Fantasy 14. I'm in timeout for an hour and 30 minutes, as Ginky said. So that's happening. But we'll be back tomorrow. So if you want to co-work and hang out with me, I'll be doing that and playing Tiny Bookshop because book stuff. But if not, I'll see you somewhere on the internet somewhere soon. I'll be talking about tactics and probably hitting up people's demons and probably reading before I go to bed. I'm in a read mood. I'm close, y'all, which I'll probably talk about tomorrow. I'm so close to finishing Oathbound. I'm excited. This week has been great. I've almost finished my book and freaking tactics. Life is good. Life is good. But anyway, I'm raiding out. We started the raid. If you decided to join me saying hi to send me, I appreciate you. If not, thank you for coming by. I'll see you. Thanks so much for watching me. I'll see you tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday or sometime soon or on the internet or somebody else's community. But until then, take care. Appreciate you. And stay safe, feel well. Wear doorknobs. Don't wear doorknobs. Don't lick doorknobs. And stay safe. And wear a mask. Some people are getting sick. So, not that they haven't been getting sick, but wear a mask, you know? Take care of yourself. No, not a doorknob outfit. Echo, that could be interpreted in so many different ways. That's why when I said it, I was just like, that sounds wrong. But it doesn't have to be. It could just be you're a door and you have a, you know what, ignore me. We're gonna go. We're gonna read. All right, appreciate y'all. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.